Regular programming will not be seen at this time in order that we may bring you Boston Bruins hockey.
Wednesday night, Game 1. Cam Neely scores his second goal of the night in the third period, lifting the Bruins to a 2-1 win and a 1-0 series lead. Friday night, Game 2. Stéphane Richer tied the game in the third, and then in the overtime, Richer was at it again, knocking home the game winner as the Canadiens even the series with a 4-3 overtime win. Tonight from the Forum in Montreal, it's Game 3 of the Adams Division Final between the Boston Bruins and the Montreal Canadiens. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Boston Bruins Playoff Hockey on TV 38. I'm Gene Levanchi. In Game 1 of last year's Adams Division Final, the Bruins beat Montreal by a single goal, just as they did this year. And just like last year, Game 2 went into overtime. But that's where the similarities end. Gary Galley scored the game winner for Boston in the extra session exactly 1 year ago tomorrow. This year, Stéphane Richer was the overtime hero in Game 2, scoring just 27 seconds into the extra stanza as the Canadiens even the series at 1. Bruins defenseman Glenn Wesley says Friday night's Game 2 loss hardly dampens the Bruins' resolve.
You know, you only get so many opportunities to win a Stanley Cup, and right now, you know, it's 1-1, and we're going into their building, and you know, we're confident. We've won on the road, and we've won in that building.
Indeed, the Bruins in this past regular season won 3 of the 4 games they played at the Montreal Forum. In a moment, we'll send you out to the Forum in Montreal, where Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson are standing by. Coming up, it's Game 3 of the Adams Division Final, the Boston Bruins versus the Montreal Canadiens. TV 38 Sports presents Boston Bruins Hockey, brought to you in part by New England Telephone. We're the one for you, New England. New England Telephone.
And welcome back to the Forum in Montreal. Plenty of excitement here with that comeback by the Montreal Canadiens. Series even, Derek. How do these two teams shape up?
Well, if you're going to take a long look at the season and kind of ignore that, look at the way they've been playing lately. You know, Montreal definitely has, you know, some talent, but as far as goal goes, they're even. You got a 6'5" pick 'em between Moog and Roy. Defense advantage is Boston. There's a Bourque and Wesley. It's a myth in the series that Montreal's defense is young and inexperienced. The forwards helped out a lot, you know, that really stabilizes that defense. And as far as the forwards go, the advantage, you got to give it to Montreal with depth. They have 6 big ones in Corson, Richer, Savard, McPhee, and Scrudlin. The Bruins were countering with Poulin, Christian, and Skriko. Neely and Janney are always danger. However, they don't have that left side, you know, consistency. The coaching, both teams are extremely well coached. Special teams, power play, you got to give the nod to the Bruins. Penalty killing, you got to give it to Montreal. And I think tonight is an emotional effort. They're going to have to come up with a strong, solid, physical 60-minute effort, the Bruins, to win this one. This is not a game that they can take lightly.
Then you have to look at intangibles, and the Bruins off to a great start. In game number 2, Red Fisher of the Montreal Gazette said the Montreal chances were bleak. Things turned around. What about momentum?
Momentum, I think, is one of the most overused words in athletic history. The Canadiens from that win in Boston, one, they got a little confidence. They know that they can win in Boston. They have the ability. The teams are 2 pretty even teams. It's just a matter of believing in themselves. The Bruins have not given it a full effort yet. They haven't really cranked it up. So individually, you want to turn to everyone on the hockey club and say, move up your game a notch. Sacrifice the body a little bit. And I want you to win those little battles along the boards, in the corners, face-offs. Don't intimidate. Don't go running through the end of the boards. What you want to do is just go out and finish your check with good, sound, solid hockey.
Yet it certainly is far from a physical series.
It is a very tame series as far as violence goes. The top physical grinding play is there. There's been a lot of attention paid to that physical aspect. Pat Burns made comment that because you don't drop your gloves and brawl does not mean it's a tough series. And I think it's going to have to get a little bit more physical to kind of move people off the puck. When you get knocked down, get up faster than the other guy. Don't take being hit or being checked lightly. If you're being checked, fight off your man and get back in the play.
And for the Bruins, you go back to game number 1. They took the lead 2-1 with 10 minutes left in the game and simply dominated. Only 2 shots by the Montreal Canadiens the rest of the way. If they can play that way, then they can do a number on Montreal.
Most definitely, but what you want to do, that game is dead and buried. What you want to do is come out. The personality of this game must take itself into and be in control of it. The Bruins are in control of their own destiny right now, and it's hustle and effort that they've got to come up with.
And then you come down to the goaltenders, as you said, evenly matched. 2 outstanding goaltenders, and they played very well, Andy Moog and Patrick Roy. You kind of question the style of Roy, fumbling the puck a little bit here and there. But you look at the overall result, and he's come up with the saves.
And I guess that's the bottom line, but he is tending goal ugly right now. He's not doing it with a smooth finish, the legs, the arms, and doing everything very pretty. Now he's fighting the puck. I think the Bruins got to get some shots, go for rebounds, too.
Well, there has to be a reason for that, and with injuries, he missed 25 games this year. That still could be a factor for Roy.
Well, he's been fighting the puck ever since he's come back from the injury. I don't know if he came back early or he's not in shape or he just hasn't found his confidence yet. But the longer you let Patrick Roy play and get his game back together, the tougher it's going to be.
And now we are set at the Forum. Plenty of excitement. Game number 3. The series all tied up. And now the national anthems.
It is deafening here at the Montreal Forum. Montreal's version of Rene Rancourt, Andre Ouellet, finishing up the national anthems. Kerry Fraser, Ron Finn, Kevin Collins are going to be... Come on, Kevin, there you go.
In this year's hunt for the Stanley Cup, only 2 have used just one goaltender. Los Angeles, Kelly Rudy in Boston. With that man, Andy Moog, he starts once again. And for Montreal, Patrick Roy gets the start. He missed 25 games this season.
still.
Because of various injuries, Pat
Pat
Burns says he...
Wade Fritz, 3-4 value that he has to our club, and he was great. They percentage 88.
Boston.
89%. Bruins must survive.
As they send out the starting lines, it'll be Savard at center ice for Montreal, and Dave Poulin.
Slow it down. Take the crowd out.
If you can get a early goal, great.
The puck goes back to Raymond
Ray
Bourque.
Bourque gets it,
Fires
fires
a
all
long
the
shot
way
right
on
to Patrick
Patrick
Roy. Immediately, Boston changes up. Now Montreal will start to change. The Canadiens clear the puck off the board.
Played very little
Center ice. Bourque drops
in the
back.
series so far.
On
After
Sweeney
an
goes right
outstanding
wide,
series
and
against Buffalo.
Jeff Lazaro has trouble handling it. Harville dumps it in. That's Bourque hustling back to the net. Up to Cam Neely. Neely's line out there against McPhee. Portnall. And DiCarbonneau.
Gianni over the line, behind the backboard. A shot on by Lazaro and a save by Roy on a nice setup from Gianni. Canadians wheel it back. But Gianni is back to clear it right out. Controlled at center ice by Desjardins. Has to wait for Carbonneau to clear the zone. Now rolls it in. Bruins start back. Line change. Christian, who started, drives it in deep. And it is called for icing. This broadcast authorized by the Boston Bruins Hockey Club solely for the entertainment of our viewing audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, other use of the accounts and descriptions of this game without the express written consent of the Boston Bruins or TV 38 is prohibited.
Pat Burns behind the Montreal bench. Well, Pat Burns had a philosophy on bringing, in the papers he quoted as raising defensemen. It's kind of like getting defensemen to play. It's like raising pigeons. Because you got to kind of stroke them and stroke them and stroke them, and then eventually you're going to have to let them fly on their own someday. So he said,
like it.
he said, and then you let them fly, and if they don't, you shoot them. So a little hard on his young defense, but he thinks it's the same. Talking with Harry Sinden, that's very true. You really have to be kind of gentle with him at first.
Cote rolls it in as the draw was won by Savard, but now it's taken over by Skriko. The Bruins have carried the attack in the first minute, but now Gilchrist keeps it in for Keane. The shot deflected wide in front of Andy Moog. And Weimer able to clear it out quickly. Trying to get it, Skriko over the line, but Savard with it, stolen by Christian. Christian belts it to the corner, behind the net for Skriko. Skriko trying to make a play back. Cote checks Christian. Around the boards, Gilchrist trying to get out. Stopped on the play. It is kept in by Gianni. Gianni's pass intercepted. Courtnall. Keane into center ice. Savard. Savard broken up by Jim Weimer. Weimer has done a good job on Savard on a couple of occasions. 1-on-1. Wesley with it now. He's on defense with Weimer. The Bruins clear it out, but Weimer can't set up Neely. Quickly back is Courtnall, the speedster. Keeps it in with McPhee. Gets it back. Moves close in. Fakes. Just broken up by Gianni as he was ready to unload one in close. Puck kept behind the net by McPhee. Goes to the corner. McPhee in deep for Carbonneau. Carbonneau right near the net. Drops it back for Courtnall. Penalty coming up on Boston. Weimer broke it up. Plenty of pressure. The pass is wide. Penalty coming up. Dufresne keeps it in for McPhee, and a save by Moog. But Boston will be shorthanded. It is Boston nothing, Montreal nothing. Back in a moment.
Well, Fred, if the first minute of play went to the Bruins, the second minute of play went to the Canadiens. They're all over Boston there. Jim Weimer. Oh no, his holding call was maybe justified, but he's in the box. He hauled down himself. He's going to have to pick it up a little bit. They've got to move it a little quicker. Montreal defense seemed to be active. They're jumping into dumped out pucks. The Bruins are dumping it out when they've given an opportunity to check off the first play. Not like football being a quarterback when you're carrying the puck. If you don't find that primary receiver, check off the secondary and then get it out.
And the faceoff, LeBeau, who did not play in the first two games. Stephen LeBeau got out, gets the draw, but Desjardins can't contain it. Desjardins and Schneider are the codemen, and they are each 21 years of age. And outstanding prospects, players. Here comes LeBeau, checked by Bourque. Poulin with it, checked by LeBeau in the corner. Poulin battling. Corson gets it. It bounces away to Ray Bourque. Bourque trying to clear it. Stopped at the line by Schneider, but then LeBeau has to wind up at center ice. A speedster, tricky, over the line. Rolls it in deep. Andy Moog lets it go to Wesley. And Wesley has an opening for the clear. 1:20 left on the power play. Out for holding Jim Weimer. Opening minutes of play. And LeBeau winds up again. At the line, check. Beautiful defensive work by Christian and Bork. And they stop them. Desjardins hammers it in on the right wing. Around the boards, Bork trying to move it. Stopped by Richer. Richer coming off to unload one. A save. LeBeau with it. Just blocked wide. LeBeau almost put that rebound of Richer in. And Don Sweeney moves it. And the clear out by Marquardt.
What magnificent goaltending by Andy Moog. Not only just an intimidating blast from Richer stops, he gets the rebound and stuffs LeBeau.
And here comes a flying Russ Courtnall. Lets it go. Caught by Moog. Moog clears it up and not out. Lefebvre able to keep it in. His shot missed the net. Kept in by Carbonneau. Wrapped around for Courtnall. Back for Lefebvre. Broken up. And Don Sweeney breaks it out short-handed. Carries center ice over the line. Drops it for Marquardt. The shot. The save by Roy. In a short-handed bed. Don Sweeney to Nevin Marquardt. 5 seconds left. Beers breaks it up. Gives it to Burridge, who just came off the bench. His shot deflected wide by Cote.
Penalty.
A penalty coming up here.
Would be an interference call, I believe. We'll see.
Out goes McPhee. A power play for Boston. Their first after surviving that Richer-LeBeau bid.
What an onslaught. We're going to get to take a look at it here. Man right there, Andy Moog, certainly earning his pay here in the early going. Right here, unloads one. Moog gets a piece of it. Watch LeBeau. Watch the hands of Moog. Just got a glove on it. Just the tip of that trapper, I believe. What a save that was. LeBeau, an excellent goal scorer since he was 10 years old. Mike McPhee, tough competitor, has a lot to do with the success of the Montreal Canadiens.
Al Peterson came off the bench and talked to a second with Andy Moog, then went back. Don't know what that was about. He's not out on the power play. Peterson. Boston on a power play. It is Neely, Janney, and Skriko with Wesley and Bork.
There's something that Mike Milbury wants something translated between the two of them. Maybe Moog noticed something defensively. Get the message to the bench, one way or the other.
Neely on the draw with Skrudland. Skrudland wins it. And Desjardins can't clear it. Shot in by Wesley. Boy, grabbing the shirt of Desjardins was Skriko. Looked like it might be a holding call. Skriko on the left wing side. In deep for Neely in the corner. Back on the boards to Wesley. Over to Bork. Bork unloads. Scores! Skriko might have tipped it home. And it is 1-0 Boston on a power play.
Petri Skriko comes across the slot. It's the Ray Bork slapper. Tips it home. Patrick Roy. And this crowd is stunned. Early power play success for the Bruins. Back on the point, Neely in the corner. And that has a lot of the Canadians confused. Right there, Skriko just tips it to slow it up. Roy can't get the legs closed in time. That'll keep Montreal thinking away about this physical play. Petri Skriko's fourth. We mentioned it before. Tremendous acquisition coming over from the Vancouver Canucks for unbelievably next to nothing.
Petri Skriko out of Finland and an excellent player with Vancouver, but in the doghouse this year.
Ended up in the doghouse, and a lot of times the personality conflict. You got kind of a coach that doesn't admire your contribution, so to speak, and could be gone real quick.
That was McCammon who was the coach. He was succeeded by Pat Quinn. The Bruins pressure, keep it in. Nyland out there with Burridge and Bob Sweeney in a 1-0 Boston lead on a power play goal.
There's a Randy Burridge we all know and love.
And he's mixing it up behind the net. Odeline in there, number 24 for Montreal. Bob Sweeney joins in the fracas. And
Burridge and Nyland. Burridge's job immediately grabbed Nyland. Odeline looking for Burridge. Randy Burridge. Odeline upset.
It is Boston 1, Montreal nothing. Back in a moment.
You know, we've been talking an awful lot about special teams, and earlier in the pregame, we gave the the power play advantage to the Boston Bruins. They're moving it pretty good. Now, the power play, if it's an awful one, really 1 for 6 is about all you could get away with. 1 for 5 is a good, decent, everyday journeyman's power play. 1 for 4 is terrific. Forget what happened during the season. You got to see how things are going here now. Montreal is 0 for 5. The Bruins are now 2 for 5, which is sensational. They keep that up, they'll be in good shape.
Odeline and Nyland, 2 minutes each for roughing. The draw is back to Ray Bourque at the left point, in for a shot, deflected wide off Burridge. Burridge fights for it behind the net. Hodge is out there with him at center. Burridge digging in the corner, puts it in front. Bob Sweeney, a shot and a big save, a backhander and a score. Bob Sweeney on the rebound. 2-0 Boston.
Well, you want to talk about taking the Canadiens seriously? Come out and make sure they don't beat you in the first 10 minutes that they have done for the better part of 25 years to a lot of teams. The Bruins have come out and answered with 2 goals, and this is all as a result of Randy Burridge's work behind the net. And he finally finds Sweeney in the slot, but Bob does not quit here, and that's what the Bruins did in the first 2 games. They were content to look for rebounds. He jumped on his own, and that's what Montreal didn't do. They didn't pick him up. Now, continue this. You do not want to let up now. Bruins have had the lead before. Continue going at the Canadiens, one after another.
14:49 left in the first period.
You need that man right there, Bob Sweeney and Burridge. You got them going again. And the forward advantage we gave to Montreal will swing back to Boston.
Poulin out with Christian. Checked at the Montreal line, Poulin was, but he's back to cover as Gilchrist knocked it to the Boston zone. Back for it, Ray Bourque around the boards. It is stopped by Cote. Cote, a shot right on. Not hard, but a good wrist shot, and the rebound. Blocked. Christian can't clear it out. Gilchrist fires in a long kick out by Andy Moog after the save, and it goes to center ice. Skriko now trying to break it out. Check. Peterson moving on the corner. Bourque checks Keane. Skriko, who has scored a goal, gets it up for Poulin. Poulin gets it away to Alan Peterson. Peterson, a flip to the Montreal zone. Back foot, Matthew Schneider, the 21-year-old youngster out of Woonsocket. Arguably the best defenseman now for the Canadiens. Skriko trying to set it up with Don Sweeney. Can't do it. Bob Beers rolls it up now for Janney. Janney from center ice clears it in. Fighting for it, Neely in deep, and Lazaro. It is wrapped around for Schneider. Bruins forecheck deeply, and the Canadiens work it out. Coming is Carbonneau. Carbonneau checked by Neely, broken up. Goes to Beers. Checked by Beers and Carbonneau, and deflect into the stands. It is Boston 2, Montreal nothing. Back in a moment. Boston 2-0. Skriko power play from Bourque and Wesley at 4:38. At 5:11, Bob Sweeney from Burridge and Hodge.
Okay, a long way to go yet. Keep skating. Montreal certainly hasn't let up. Bruins are playing a much more physical game than they did the first 2. We talked a lot about the effort, the bouncing off of checks, the being knocked down, the being held off of play. Randy Burridge is a perfect example of not quitting on a puck. Randy Burridge fought off his man to get in the corner. Then he fought off a second Canadian to get to the puck, the loose puck behind the net, helping out Kenny Hodge. Then he fought off another player. Got it to Bob Sweeney. Then Sweeney fights off of a Canadian to get to his own rebound, and that's what you need, a good second effort.
Bob Sweeney wins it for Don Sweeney. Quickly around. Burridge able to tip it out. The big line on there for the Canadiens. Skrudland, Richer, Corson. They were a big factor in the victory. Taken down as Corson shot here from the right point, missed. Desjardins shot over on the boards. Bruins, Beers trying to move it out, and Hodge helps out. Bob Sweeney overskates it though. It's knocked back in by Corson. Beers around looking for Burridge. Burridge hit by Corson, and the puck kept in by Desjardins for a shot, a save by Moog. Would have been wide of the net, but it shows how alert Moog is, able to put the glove on that, and a face-off coming up.
I can't believe Kerry Fraser let the cross-check on Burridge go. That was one of those directly facing the boards. Fraser right there watched it too.
And a change-up for both clubs.
There's the replay, the catch of Moog.
focused.
That was a shot by Desjardins from the right point. Now Cote and Schneider are out there. Boston leads 2-0, 12:44 left in the first period. Dave Poulin with Skriko and Christian. Wesley and Weimer are there. LeBeau for the Canadiens and Richer. Richer stands on a shot bid, and Poulin clears it quickly. Cote, former Boston Bruin, rolls it in. Broken up by Weimer. Wrapped around for Skriko, not out. But Cote is intercepted by Weimer for Christian. Played to the Canadian zone. Alain Cote trying to wind up, and he's broken up by Poulin. Poulin trying to set the play, can't do it. Deep forechecking by Boston to get on the young defense.
That's the best way to do it, Fred, is to get in on them. Don't let them set up behind the net. And Dave Poulin read that well. That'll fluster them. They'll have to move it a lot quicker.
Richer got one of those long, booming shots away. Moog the save. Turgeon could not get the rebound. Bruins move it safely behind the net. Now it deflects in front. And a penalty coming up on Boston as Carbonneau was tripped. Carbonneau was moving for an effective shot. It is Boston 2, Montreal nothing. Back in a moment.
Petri Skriko in the box. Chopping down Guy Carbonneau.
And the face-off coming up in the Boston zone. Out there is McPhee, Corson, and Savard. Pat Burns kind of changing up his line combinations.
You know, you'd think that Montreal Canadiens would have a better power play. They certainly have enough talent. The Bruins been struggling penalty killing, and that's where they want to get things focused. But whatever happened in the past, tonight's more important than anything.
And it is a 4-forward power play. Savard is the extra forward. He's playing the point, and the draw is back to Schneider at the right point. Fires it to the corner. McPhee is there, checked by Don Sweeney and by Poulin. Bork trying to get it. Poulin gets it away to Don Sweeney, and the Bruins clear it out. Wait a minute. Call penalty here. A penalty coming up on the Montreal Canadiens for slashing.
I think McPhee just slashed or elbowed Dave Poulin off the kind of the side of the play. Looked kind of harmless. Kerry Fraser just trying to close things down early, keep things from getting a little rambunctious out there. Pat Burns, not happy. Not a happy camper. Retired, well, ex-police officer. Disciplinarian.
He's done a great job.
Yeah.
Bilingual, of course. That's a necessity here in Montreal. And has handled the French press very well because they detail every moment. There it is. And as you say, pretty harmless.
There it was. Okay.
Oh, the second one.
The second one was the chop. Dave Poulin gave it a little kind of slumped down like he was struck with a bolt of lightning, but that helps. I think what they should do next year for all this diving and falling is have a 2 minutes for delay of game or feigning a penalty. Call it something that would be embarrassing to get it or something. I don't know. Stop the guys from doing that. Keep the effort there.
Bob Sweeney and Jeff Lazaro out for Boston. Each team short a man. And on defense, racing is Courtnall over the line. The shot and the blocker saved by Andy Moog. A forehand drive by Courtnall with his speed. He moved in good position. Desjardins' shot goes wide, and there's loose puck to Ray Bork. Bork spins it out. Up for Bob Sweeney. Looking for Lazaro, gives it to him. He's trying to break in. Courtnall style. A backhander is off the side of the net. And he is knocked down by Dufresne heavily. But Bob Sweeney moves in, gets the puck. Gets it across, looking for Beers. It doesn't work. Courtnall winding up. Each team short a man. Some open ice for Courtnall. This time it's taken away by Neely. Neely to Bob Sweeney. Over the line with Neely. Looking for Neely, and it's intercepted. Neely takes it away from Desjardins, who had intercepted him, but Desjardins now gets it back.
Matthew Schneider did a good job of checking Neely, or he would have gone in there. Dufresne ran Lazaro, but Dufresne took the heavier end of that check. He went off the ice immediately.
Janney to Neely. Neely over the line, trying to keep it in. His pass is intercepted by Odeline. Sends it away to Carbonneau. Carbonneau moving. firing, and Moog, an excellent stop as he read that one, and the net is dislodged and a face-off called. 10-12 left, first period, 2-0 Boston. Goals by Petri Skriko on a power play and Bob Sweeney.
I'll tell you, this is one fast hockey player, Ross Courtnall. He ever sees daylight. You let him see a little skating room. Don Sweeney, you're going to see him right here. He curls and turns. He knows he's right here coming across. This is Carbonell in a later rush. Okay, there's a nice shot. Andy Moog there. But I'll tell you, when that Russ Courtnall turns him on, he is quick.
7th year, acquired from Toronto. I don't know how Floyd Smith can show it. Well, he must have been a welcome guest here in Montreal. He made the trade for John Kordic.
Here's Courtnall. That's fast. He's got Sweeney turned around. Andy Moog, great save on that wrist shot.
And created enough room so he had a forehand shot on the off wing.
Well, they print everything here in Montreal, the personal life and everything else. Ross Courtnall, they're saying that his long-term girlfriend, they have parted ways, and he's independent and having his best year ever. So I don't know what that means, but they made a big to-do about it in the papers. I don't know.
Did you read that in the French press?
It's everywhere. They know what you had for breakfast here if you played with the Canadiens.
And the draw, each team's still short. In 15 seconds, the Bruins will have a brief power play. They have scored a power play goal. Wesley works to center ice. Gives it to Neely, barreling on Schneider, in for a shot and a save by Roy. A big stop as Neely was rolling down the left wing side and moved in for a close-in bid. Big save there by Patrick Roy.
Cam Neely's up for this one.
Brief power play if they can keep it in and capitalize. 4 seconds left. Schneider able to get it free to Keane, though, and the breakout. The teams are at full strength. Skrudland going on Bork. Bork breaks him up. Don Sweeney battles Keane. Neely back to help out. Away now to Skriko, up to Janney. Janney cutting, weaving, gets it over the line. In for Skriko. He's all alone, though, into the corner. Checked by Desjardins, able to keep it in. And broken up now. Canadians get it out. The long clear back foot. Don Sweeney makes a quick clear out of the zone, so Savard can't capitalize. And Dufresne starts the play now. In the center ice, broken up by Don Sweeney. Sweeney to Burridge. Penalty coming up on Montreal.
Well, I think Chris Nyland's going to get the gate.
Going to get it. It is Boston 2, Montreal nothing. Back in a moment.
Well, in 8 playoff games, his 9th now. This is Chris Nyland, only his 8th minute. 4 minor penalties. Trying to draw them more than anything else. Gets caught here. 470 career penalty minutes in playoffs. Right there is a very, very marginal call on Turgeon. He's just going to interference, high sticking, whatever. A lot of times you don't understand that. The referee has 2 or 3 or sometimes 4 chances to call different penalties on the same infraction. See, there's Nyland just kind of crisscrossing. One without having the puck. Turgeon, that is interference, but the stick was a little high, and the elbow was also there. So there's 3 options. Pick a finger. Nyland's gone for one of the 3.
This is the 3rd power play for Montreal, although the second one was only 14 seconds. And the Canadians are offside on the pass from their zone. 1:52 left on Nyland's penalty. 8:53 left in the first period. Boston in front. And Montreal has outshot the Bruins 9-7. There have been some standout saves at both ends, and the best ones, I would say, by Andy Moog with those explosive Richer shots, some drives from the point.
Dennis Savard right there in your screen, highly touted, came over here. One of many reasons why the Canadians had a kind of an off year. They've got a better hockey club than the record showed on the season.
Wesley is able to clear it as the Bruins win the faceoff. Wesley and Bork are out there. Lazaro and Burridge. Rushing Savard. Checked at the line. Plays it in. Wesley digs it free, but it's kept in by Richer. He's pinned by Poulin, trying to tie it up and get a draw. But Savard able to keep it in. 4 forwards on the power play for a shot here and a blocker save on Matthew Schneider on the 55-footer. Bruins trying to come out of the corner. Wesley is jammed in by Richer. Corson. Now Richer with it. Richer back to the point to Savard. The shot, the kick out, save by Moe. On the loose puck, Richer. Shea gets it in now for LeBeau. LeBeau trying to put it in front. It is blocked by Wesley. Big defensive play. Wesley gets the puck. Plays it up the boards. He can't clear it out. Savard moves way in from the point, able to keep it in. His pass up, blocked by Bourque. Bourque able to clear it out in a big play. At center ice, Richer is winding up. 45 seconds on the Canadian power play. Interception center ice by Lazaro on Richer. Hard to believe, but Richer has been booed here during the season. And, of course, he was a big factor the other night with 2 key goals. Here comes Schneider on the power play. Oh, looked offside. Pass intercepted by Dave Christian in a big play in front of Andy Moe.
Nice move at the blue line. Beats Don Sweeney, but Christian sees it, reads it well.
Canadians come flying over the line again. Puck is picked off by Dave Christian. Christian breaks it out. What a series, couple of series he's had. 5 goals, Dave Christian. Loose puck, center ice. Beers and Don Sweeney control. And long shot in by Beers, and the Bruins kill off the power play. 1 shot by Montreal in that power play. 2-0 the Bruins lead. At the Boston line, Don Sweeney intercepts. Lefebvre firing it back in the zone. Don Sweeney back quickly. After him, Carbo, but he breaks it out to Don Sweeney, Bob Sweeney up for Burridge. It's broken up by Keane. Keane loses to Beers. Beers drops it in the Canadian zone. Canadians coming right back. Keane on Peterson. Shot deflected by Peterson into the stands. Burridge, a hard hit on Keane. It is Boston 2, Montreal nothing. We'll return in just a moment.
This is Gene Levanchi back in our Boston studios. The Patrick Division Final is experiencing a change of venue tonight as well, and coming up between the first and second periods tonight, we'll check out the progress of Game 3 between the Penguins and Capitals. In addition, we'll update the status of the divisional finals in the Campbell Conference. Dana Hersey serves up a Movie Loft preview, and Bobby Orr makes a special presentation. Until then, let's return to Fred and Derek in Montreal.
Draw in the corner, and Bourque is checked. Roberge. Pass blocked by Alan Peterson. Roberge keeps it in. Knocked down on the play. Bob Sweeney skates it out on the left wing side. Picks up Nyland far right. Drives it in. Nyland moving up the right wing side. Pokes it to the corner. And Cote takes over. Able to clear it out off the skate of Alan Peterson. Peterson flipping it back up. Bruins controlling, trying to set the play. Ray Bourque on defense with Peterson. They trade passes, and Peterson lugs it to center, flips it in, and Mike Milbury makes a quick change. Burridge stays out there, though, and he's forechecking on the play. Janney on Roberge. Roberge rolls it for Cote. Cote, the clear out, stopped by Weimer. Now puck picked up by Carbonneau. Over the line, the drop pass to an open wing. Janney breaks it up. A long lead for Neely. Rolls all the way down. Schneider able to get it. Neely chases him around the boards. Hodge able to keep it in with Neely and Janney. They close in. Ah, save by Roy. Penalty coming up on Montreal. Wait a minute. Let's see. It's an elbow call by Frazier as Neely had Roy dead to rights.
Great transition right there. Cam Neely never quit. Made all this happen. Tremendous work, and Matthew Schneider just rattled behind the net.
It is 2-0 Boston. Back in a moment.
We talk about aggressive forechecking right here. Neely on Schneider. This is not letting Schneider set up. He just one-hands it around the boards, but Hodge is there. Janney comes in. Neely taps it to him. Now it's a 2-on-1. All set up. The Canadians are not back. Neely goes to backhand. Right foot save by Roy. Great save. But there's that forechecking. Do not let those young defense set up behind that net. Don't let Montreal's forwards curl and come out with authority. Get on them.
Boston 1 for 2 in power plays. Neely on the faceoff. Indeed, Corson able to get it. Corson trying to clear it. Left point. Wesley can't contain it. Hopped over his skate. And the Bruins start again. Bourque and Wesley. Bruins have a power play goal by Petri Skriko. Another score by Bob Sweeney. With 5 minutes left in the first period, they lead 2-0. And Wesley starts it away. Up for Bourque. Bourque drives it in. Neely has it. Behind the net for Squeako. Now to Janney. Janney holding. Still holding. For Squeako. Squeako missed it. Janney in to keep it in. For Squeako behind the net. Slides it back for Wesley. To Bork, but it's outside the line. Bruins have to regroup. Loose puck picked off by Dufresne. Cleared. Bork with it. Up for Wesley. Over the line. Drops it in. And back for it. Squeako hustling in. Janney with it. Janney puts it in front of the net. It is knocked away by Rawat and cleared by Dufresne. Here comes Courtnall down on Andy Moog. Gets it around the boards and not out. Carbonneau intercepts, gives it a Courtnall, a shot and a save for a very alert Andy Moog. He was ready for it. Courtnall clears it to his own end. And Rajicka makes his first appearance of the night. Down to forecheck, and Bork too, broken up, and Christian, who used to be a defenseman for the Olympic team, makes the big play behind Bork to break it up, and Janney is over the line for Weimer. Weimer's pass blocked by and a breakaway. All alone, like a penalty shot, Courtnall. Scored! Russ Courtnall. A shorthanded goal for Montreal.
Boston got caught, tired, fatigued, the end of the shift. Jim Weimer had to play to Rajicka, took it softly, just laid it into him, and gets it picked off. It's a nice defensive play. Plus you dump it out to a very quick Russ Courtnall. Andy Moog almost stopped this. Moog reads him pretty well, but 3:29 in the period. Back in the game, the Montreal Canadiens.
Well, he has that great speed, but he didn't need it there.
Didn't need it there. He could have received that puck somewhere along the St. Lawrence River out here. He had all day long. Craig Janney was about the closest player to him, about 15 feet inside the blue line. Janney had to come the entire building.
Desjardins intercepted and made the clear with the Bruins trying to capitalize on a power play, and it backfired. And the crowd was quiet, and they're not now. And the power play is up. Don Sweeney winding up. You can hear the fans now in the background. Russ Courtnall from Desjardins. A shorthanded goal at 16:31. Bruins break it back. Marquardt trying to move. Stopped by Desjardins. Matthew Schneider brings it back. He's checked by Poulin. Poulin now over to Don Sweeney. He rushes with Christian. Behind the net. Oh, Schneider tripped a man. Let that one go. Marquardt knocked down on that trip. At center ice, Skrudlin picks up the loose puck. Gives it to Corson. Corson going deep in front of the net. Knocked away from Richer.
There you go, Courtnall all the way. Tried the little fancy dance nonsense. But Moog knows what he's doing. He just gets it under the arm. Andy Moog had him figured out which side he was going. Just about had it.
2:29 left in the first period. 12 shots for Montreal, 8 for Boston. A 2-1 Boston lead, and goals by Squeako, Bob Sweeney, and Russ Courtnall, a shorthanded goal for the Canadiens.
What he wanted to do coming into this building was to be even at worst down one. And now you're up one. Be very happy with it. Let's check in on the Volkswagen Stanley Cup scoreboard. Pittsburgh 1, Washington 1. Lemieux is 5th, and Dino Ciccarelli back with his 5th.
Savard is out there on the faceoff with Bob Sweeney to the left of Andy Moog. Draws back for Schneider. Schneider moving way in. Shot by Keane on the rebound after Schneider put one on. Blocked, and they allowed Schneider to really walk in on that one. Bob Sweeney trying to move it out, can't. Ray Bork gets it free to Peterson. Up in the center ice to Burridge. Burridge checked by Gilchrist. Gets it. Now loses it, and away comes Savard. Wraps it in, deflected all the way to Moog. He covers up. Gilchrist and Savard moving on him. I don't know what Savard's trying to prove there. I mean, it was
Gilchrist even. He's trying to show his coach that he's physical and he's in the game. Burridge and Keane end up kind of as a fourth set of combatants. Just shoving and pushing. Emotional game. The boys in the trenches a little bit. One jockey for body position.
1:59 left here in the first period. Face-off coming up to the right of Andy Moog. It's the Boston Bruins 1991 playoff T-shirts and sweatshirts. Audio 100% cotton T-shirts for only $14.95. Or a 9-ounce heavyweight sweatshirt for just $24.95. Neely, Bork, Moog, Janney designs are available by calling 1-800-5-BRUINS. All orders shipped within 5 business days. Our producer for TV 38 from the Forum in Montreal, Ken London. The big line out there for the Canadiens. Skrudland arguing some kind of a point with Frazier. Skrudland will center Corson and Richer.
I don't know, for some reason, hockey players, when they're into a hockey game, they end up talking about the most needless things out there. Talk to officials, linesmen. Always chirping away one way or the other.
Canadiens now up to 15 shots. And heavy action by Nyland and Corson right away.
Chris Nyland just trying to get to Richer, get to his point man. Corson picked him up early. Both indication. Watch this here. This is an indication that both Nyland and Corson are into this game. Corson was not about to let Nyland just run out there at anybody.
Skrudland trying to draw to Matthew Schneider, who has a superb shot. But the Bruins get it, roll it up, not out, kept in. Seemed the breakout. Here's a high shot by Corson, a save by Andy Moog. Burridge battles for it in the corner. Peterson now going in. Hit by Skrudland. Skrudland hit by Peterson. They battle on the boards. Burridge in deep. Corson gets it. Corson comes in front, blocked. Puck is loose, hitting the side of the net as Richer. And the Bruins have to ice it against that pressure by what has been the big line for Montreal. Corson, Skrudland, and Richer.
What a break the Boston Bruins got there. Whole empty side of the net, and they shanked it. Ray Bourque opted to take the man in front of the net, anticipating the pass. It was held on to. Watch this. Now Ray Bourque's going to take his man Richer. Out front comes Corson. Now watch Richer go to the loose puck. Nobody in the net. He just misses the net with the backhand. Cameraman a little bit off to the right there. The puck was on the left side of the building.
And now Montreal up to 17 shots as that Courtnall rush and score, shorthanded, brought the fans to life, and the Canadiens attack revivified after a 2-0 deficit. Hodge on the faceoff with Carbonneau. Canadiens win it. Dufresne the shot wide. The rebound is Janney. Janney almost broken up, forced to just clear it out. Canadiens wrap it back. McPhee on it. Wrestling up for Neely, can't handle it. Now Neely gets it. Janney in the zone. The clear by Neely goes into the stands. Let the Bruins get the pressure away from the Boston zone. There has been plenty on Andy Moog.
I think a lot of it is like the Bruins kind of want to get in and regroup. Montreal Canadiens just throwing everything at him. The old expression right here. See, this is when things get dangerous. Bourque turns off his man. There's the angle. Richer just misses the net. Had himself a gift.
Too many people after Corson.
Too many bodies. Too late after Corson. What it was is that they'd been picked up in the first place. Bourque opted to stay with Richer. No one picked up Corson. Nyland had stopped it from coming across, or it would have been a goal.
Bourque drives it in. The Bruins lead 2-1, a minute left. A steal off the corner by Janney. A backhander, a save by Roy. The loose puck knocked away. And the Canadiens break it up. McPhee over the line. Wesley after him. The backhander is picked off by Moog. He's allowed to hang on the faceoff in the Boston zone.
Ray Bourque very physical. With Desjardins there. Mike McPhee. Greg Janney stole the puck earlier. Nearly stuffed it in the Montreal, and that's what the Bruins need, steal pucks. They've got to look for plays, look for pucks. This is going to be a body bouncing game. Here's Neely and McPhee. Cam Neely just looking to get out of the end zone. Now there's a little conversation. I've got you, not going anywhere. No, you don't. I got him now. He's got a pitchfork around him. Neely still fights in to the net.
Hodge against Skrudland now with 46 seconds left in the period. Desjardins and Schneider are at the points. Hodge wins it. Bork trying to move it up and out. Stopped by Richer. Shot off the side of the net. Maybe the outside of the post. And the puck is cleared by Wesley. Back for Schneider. 30 seconds left in the period. Neely. Over the line, break in by Hodge. Hodge flips it for Gianni, and it hopped over his stick. Would have been in alone. Wheels it right back. Pass to Wesley, and he missed it. And a partial breakout by Richer. Bork getting back. Checking him. Richer broken up by Ray Bork. 10 seconds left in the period. Gianni to Neely. He's broken up. Richer to Skrudland. Shot and a save right at the bell by Skrudland. And the Bruins have been careless several times in having possession but unable to get it out of the zone. That resulted in a shot there right at the siren. The score at the end of one period, Boston 2 and Montreal 1. Now to Gene Levanchi for tonight's first intermission.
All right, Fred, thank you very much. Straight ahead, we'll bring you up to date on what's happening in the other NHL playoff series. Dana Hersey tells us about an exciting month of May in the movie loft. And Bobby Orr makes a special presentation on behalf of Baybank. This and more ahead when Bruins Hockey on TV 38 continues. Bruins leading the Canadiens 2-1 after the first period of play from the form in Montreal. Petri Skriko scored on a power play to make it 1-0, and then just 33 seconds later, Bob Sweeney scored to make it 2-0, but Russ Courtnall got one back on a shorthanded breakaway goal. And those are the goals that account for the 2-1 Bruins lead after one. It's Game 3 of the Patrick Division Finals as the series shifts to the Cap Center in Landover. The Penguins and Capitals splitting the first two games of the series at the Igloo in Pittsburgh. We check out the scoreboard tonight. In the second period, Pittsburgh and Washington all even at 1. Mario Lemieux has scored for the Penguins while Dino Ciccarelli has counted for the Capitals. Again, 1-1, Pittsburgh and Washington, Game 3 of the Patrick Division Final at the Cap Center. Now, over in the Campbell Conference, the two divisional finals are even at a game apiece. Last night in Los Angeles, the Kings and Oilers staged a beauty that took 2 overtimes before there was a winner. We head out to the Great Western Forum in Los Angeles. Game 2 of the Smythe Division Finals. The LA Kings getting to work right away. Just 13 seconds into the game, Los Angeles gets on the board. Todd Ellick picks up the rebound of Luc Robitaille's shot. The nifty move to the cage. It's 1-0 Los Angeles. The Kings suffering a big loss as Thomas Sandstrom left the game with a knee injury. He did not return. Edmonton gets the equalizer later in the first. Kevin Lowe with a slapper from the point. It trickles through Kelly Rudy, and it's a 1-1 hockey game. Now watch the Oilers work the puck. Martin Jelena is on the headline end of this play as Rudy way out of position. The Oilers take a 2-1 lead. But the Kings come right back to tie it. Bob Kodelsky with a wicked slap shot from the left face-off circle. It's 2-2 after 1. In the second, Anatoly Semenov on the breakaway. The sweet backhand move through the wickets. 3-2 Oilers after 2. In the third, though, the Kings come back to tie it again. Luc Robitaille breaks in all alone. The slap shot from the left side beats Grant Fuhrer low to the post. The game heads into overtime. After paying through a scoreless first extra stanza, the Oilers get the game winner in the second overtime. Esa Tikkanen shoots, and Peter Klima steps in to redirect the puck. He gets the game winner as the Oilers even the series with a 4-3 double overtime win. Peter Klima lives for extra overtime. You recall, he scored the game winner in triple overtime of Game 1 of last year's Stanley Cup Finals when the Oilers beat Boston 3-2. Last night, he got the game winner in double OT. Game 3 tomorrow night at the Northlands Coliseum. Now over in the Norris Division, Minnesota and St. Louis. The Blues winning 5-2. The game was tied at 2 after 2, but Adam Oates got the game winner in the third as the Blues scored 3 times in the final period to take the 5-2 win. They even the series at 1. Game 3 tomorrow night at the Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. In a moment, Dana Hersey tells us about a great month of May in the movie loft, but as we go to a break, Canadiens goalie Patrick Roy talks about how the Canadiens cannot become complacent after winning Game 2 at the Garden on Friday night.
It's important for us to take game by game. We know that Bruins they're having lots of character, and it's a tough team to beat, and they play really well on the road all year long, and it's going to be a tough series for us, and we've got to be sharp at home.
Boston 2, Montreal 1 after the first period of play from the Forum in Montreal. It was another exciting regular season for the Boston Bruins as they again displayed the teamwork and skill that have earned them a spot in this year's Stanley Cup Playoffs. During the course of the season, Bay Bank has honored the Bruins' most valuable players by donating a check for $100 in the player's name to the United Way of Massachusetts Bay. Tonight, the United Way is presented with Bay Bank's 1990-91 season contribution. Making the presentation on behalf of Bay Bank is someone who was honored on many occasions as a Bruins MVP, Bay Bank spokesperson Bobby Orr. Accepting the contribution is Robert X. Chandler, president of the United Way of Massachusetts Bay. Bobby?
Thank you very much, Gene. I'm very happy to be representing Bay Banks to make this presentation to the United Way. To the Boston Bruins players, coaches, and management, thank you so much for an outstanding season. I'm very proud on behalf of Bay Banks to present this check for $4,500 to the United Way.
Thank you very much, Bobby, and thank you, Bay Banks, Boston Bruins organization. These are not the easiest of times for anyone, and so this does make a difference, and we're delighted to accept this check in that vein. Thank you very much.
Bobby Orr. I've made a lot of moves in my day, but the best move I ever made was to the Bay Bank card. Now with Express Check. It's the bank card that works like a check. Shouldn't you make your move to Bay Bank?
Skriko's goal coming on the power play, and Courtnall's was shorthanded for Montreal. Right now, for a look back at the first period and a look ahead to the second, we send it back out to the Forum in Montreal. Here once again, Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson.
And the shots on net in that first period, 18-9 for Montreal. Excellent period by Andy Moog.
An excellent period by the Montreal Canadiens. They are skating. Moog, I'd say he made six big saves. The Bruins would definitely be well into a hole by now, and that, you need that from your goalkeeper. Get things organized. The Bruins, however, had to kind of struggle through that first little bit, that first 10 minutes. They get the first goal.
Fast start by Boston. It was a power play goal by Petri Skriko.
And what happens, you see the Bruins moving it around here nicely. The Canadiens are a little tentative. We give the edge to the power play to Boston, and the penalty killing to Montreal, so should negate it. Watch Skriko, works out of the corner, and that's 18 right in the middle of the slot. Ray Bourque takes it, a little tip right there in front of everybody. Patrick Roy, nothing he could do about that. And then the Bruins, it was a hard work after that. They just gave them some life.
Well, that's right. It was Randy Burridge digging in the corners. He sat out most of the third period on the bench. Mike Milbury benched him. We've never seen that in the history of Randy Burridge. So he came out with a good first period.
It has a tremendous effect on you when you get the gate like that. And you say, okay, boom, get the hook, off you come. Randy Burridge has come out flying in this period, and in this replay, you're going to see that he works very hard, right from the draw, right from the beginning. That's him on the left boards. He fights off his man. There's a pirouette spin. Puck goes wide. He takes a cross check, goes to the backboards, gets pounded, rolls off that check, rolls around again. And there's Burridge fighting. That's Hodge fighting his man. Burridge reaches around him, finds Sweeney in the slot. Bob Sweeney, as an example, you stand out there and you take the shot, and you see all this hard work by one of your teammates. You get back into it, and that's an excellent play by Sweeney to jump on his own rebound. One of the things that the Canadiens have been doing well has been clearing them for Roy.
And then the Boston Bruins certainly had a good power play going. They've had 3 chances. Their third chance, it backfired on them and kind of turned the momentum of that first period as the crowd was very quiet. The Bruins with that 2-0 lead, and you'd say pretty much in command. But Russ Courtnall, best player for Montreal.
That's why we gave the edge to the Montreal Canadiens. They have tremendous speed in Russ Courtnall and some of their other penalty killers and the Carbonos. And you have Jim Weimer has the puck. He's unmolested back at the point. You've got a great play here from Janney. Finds Weimer. He's going to shoot it. Then he's got Rajika down in the corner. Desjardins high, out of position, and just backhands it off the boards. Nobody back at the point. Nobody covering Courtnall. He's kind of sallying around there a little bit. Moog almost gets him, but just didn't get the blocker on it.
Kind of amazing that he went to the backhand there, but he did. It worked. And a big goal for the Montreal Canadiens. And we're just about set to go in period number 2. Bruins need to come out with that intensity they displayed early that paid off in in 2 quick goals, took the crowd out of it, slowed down the Canadiens a bit.
They did, but they let the Canadiens back in with a very pretty goal. We just saw it. What you have to look at now is kind of the old adages that kind of hangs around this game. I've been hearing it since I was 7, 8 years old. Win this period is good. You could win this hockey game. I think that'll be pretty well conclusive.
Off to Ray Bourque. Clears it in. Christian going for it. 5 series goals, keeps it in, trying to come off the boards. Poulin, or rather, it is Skriko with a shot. That wrist shot coming off the corner. And Savard trying to come out and check. Bourque ties it up on the boards. In deep for Skriko. Hit by Schneider. Knocked down on the play. Back up. Gets it. Now trying to make a play up for Poulin. That doesn't work. Canadians break it out. And Mike Keane, a defensive forward who's been scoring, gets it for a shot here on the left side by Gilchrist. Blocked by Moog. Kept in by Cote. Off for Savard. Savard ready to get the handle to it. Does. Starts dancing and is broken up on the play.
There's an example of just kind of hedging your bet a little bit. Cote just outside the blue line. Not a good spot to be if you're looking for offense.
Skriko able to chop it out by Cote. And they don't rule that Cote could have stopped it.
That was fatigue that made that happen. Skriko said, I just want to make sure that I don't get burned. Chopped it out. Dufresne playing a kind of a chippy game. Taking the body when very aggressive on Lazaro earlier. Haven't seen much of Jeff since that check. Wonder if he was injured.
Hodges out for the faceoff to the left of Andy Moog. Bob Beers, Don Sweeney on defense. Desjardins and Dufresne from Montreal. And the big line that's been really going. Corson, Skrudland, Richer. Corson and Richer switch wings. The right-hand shot, Richer on the left side.
One of the big battles here is Hodge beating Skrudland at things. Checking the face-off, stuff like that. Hodge wins that one. That's a big one.
He won it, but they nullified it. And Richer keeps it in. Spinning, checked by Don Sweeney. Pinned, and back to help out. Corson gets the shot on. Not hard. And on the net, though, in the center ice. Bob Sweeney wraps it in deep. Burridge hustles in on Dufresne. Nyland trying to keep it in. Bob Sweeney gets it in deep. Holding, cutting, trying to make a play from the corner. Bruins get it for Burridge, and he's broken up. And Richer breaks. Richer chased by Don Sweeney. Over the line, they both go down. And it goes to Corson. Don Sweeney back up. Checked by Skrudland. And Bob Sweeney works it in front of the net, but passes out to Nyland. Nyland in the center ice. Don Sweeney wraps it in wide of Roy. And Mike Milbury makes a changeup. 2-1 Boston. Schneider off the boards is blocked by Neely. Neely's pass blocked, and Carbonneau starts it out. Check, goes to Courtnall. Courtnall in deep, shot, short side save by Andy Moog. Courtnall has been a flash. Carbonneau trying to put it in front for Courtnall. He's checked by Bourque. Puck tied up behind the net. Dug out by Courtnall. Bourque now starts it away. Flips it up for Neely. Neely off wing side. Coming up is Lazaro. Gives it to Lazaro for the shot wide. Good bid there. Jeff Lazaro. Around the boards. Kept in by Janney. Puts it in front, and Neely can't get it. Just checked by Schneider. Courtnall breaks 3-on-2. Courtnall looking for Schneider, who is the third man, and he has to cut back on defense. Wesley trying to move it out. Checked now by Carbonneau. Tapped back in, and Bourque takes over. Boston leads 2-1, second period. Courtnall has been a one-man show. Has to let this pass go. Wino icy. Bruins break it out. Good chance here. Christian straight ahead. Coming in for a backhander and a left pad save by Roy on a super rush by Dave Christian. 2-1 Boston. Back in a moment.
Patrick Roy making over $1 million and the highest paid Canadian, I believe. Plus, the most popular here in Montreal. Makes a save on Dave Christian. Christian's trying to move him to his left. Roy just gets the toe out there, which he is very adept at doing. Very good with his legs.
If Russ Courtnall was named Yvonne Courtney, I tell you, he'd be the most popular.
Okay.
On the draw, Christian trying to move in. It's knocked away, and Gilchrist breaks it out. Shot off Beers. And it bounces for Gilchrist again. He goes to the corner, checked by Poulin. And the play kept in by Keane. For Savard, he's checked by Don Sweeney. Defense pinches in. Gilchrist has lost his helmet behind the net, trying to put it in front. And Savard able to work it in front. Checked on the play. Keane with it. Beers is spilled.
Gilchrist, I think it's going to be Gilchrist. Very foolish penalty.
And it will be the fourth power play for Boston. You're looking at a furious Pat Burns. 2-1 Boston. We're in the second period at the Forum.
Well, as we were broke away for commercial, Pat Burns very demonstrative behind the bench. Lucky he didn't pick himself up another penalty. Right here, he's going to call the penalty on. There's Beers. There's the chop right there while he was going in to take his man. Bob Beers certainly helped him. Pat Burns is screaming about it. Being official in this league, you're going to have to be an awful confident person. You make a decision, you live by it. Plus, you got to be extremely thick-skinned. You get abused verbally by not only Burns, but the Boston side as well. Mike Melbury tends to be vehement behind that bench as well. He's frustrated. Pat Burns, can you do this to me?
Boston leads 2-1. This is a very important power play. They're 1 for 3, and Courtnall is out there as a penalty killer. Able to get the puck and kill some time. He has put on a marvelous show all season long.
Yeah, he has matured. He is now a legitimate superstar in this league. He has some tremendous talent.
Here comes Neely. Where's it in? Ruzicka quickly back for Wesley. Up for Ruzicka. He missed it. Desjardins able to clear it.
I think Ruzicka let that go, hoping that Neely or Janney were in the corner because he really wasn't going to be able to do much with it. Had he stopped it, Courtnall would have been right on him.
Bruins trying to move it out, and Courtnall gets it at center ice.
Guy Carbonneau picked up the Neely, the second man off the puck, delayed Cam Neely routine the Bruins have been using of late. Carbonneau is no dummy. He sees that play for him. He just waits for Neely to get it. He's a secondary receiver. He's Bork going to fool him with this one.
Bruins trying to come out with it in the center ice. It goes to Squeako. Off for Bork. Bork over the line. It is called offside. Not a good power play for Boston. They've had 3 power plays, one of them very brief. And the other 2, they were quite effective until that Courtnall breakout, of course, the shorthanded situation. But this one, not good, and this is a key moment for the Bruins.
Right, and what you have, and you get a shorthanded goal scored against you, your power play, sags and looks and says, oh, gee, let's not that happen again. 1 in a game is sufficient. See, there's the curl by Neely. They were going to just kind of give it, and at the last second, Bork saw that Carbonneau had him and just dumped it out.
50 seconds left on the power play. Boston leads 2-1 second period. Desjardins. And they're winning those face-offs, and they're able to clear it again. Killing precious moments for Boston. Skrudlin is forechecking. Now Bork starts it out. Up the middle. Off for Neely, coming hard. Drills it in. Bounces all the way to center ice, though. And Corson able to get it. Skrudlin with it. Over the line. Shot and a save by Andy Moog, who has been very much the story in this game with 18 shots by the Canadiens. Hodge over the line for Squeako. Squeako back for Bork. Bork for Wesley. Wesley for Bork. One times it. Save Roy. It was right up the middle, and that's the only shot by the Bruins on the power play. And Roy kicked it way out. And Savard checks Bork. But Bork gets it now. Squeako over the line with Poulin. Goes to the opening, shoots. Christian trying to get in, and he's checked by Keane. And that's why Keane is out there.
Great defense by Mike Keane right there, because Christian had thoughts of goal written all over that play.
Poulin inside the line, can't hang on, and Gilchrist breaks it out. Great speed coming on Beers. Beers breaks him up. They go to the backboards. Christian helping out behind the net. Fought for. Savard buzzing around in the zone. Gilchrist to Keane behind the net. Puts it in front. Beers trying to clear it out, does. But the Bruins now back on their heels again as they were before the Beers tripping call.
Well, this Sweeney Beers tandem is playing the body, but they're not looking for those loose pucks.
Cote, rebound. McPhee, saved by Moe. Keane with it. Savard in front, trying to get a handle to it. He does. It's knocked down. And a penalty coming up on Don Sweeney as the Canadiens are all over the Bruins. The power play, Montreal. And Boston leads 2-1 back in a moment.
Bob Beers kind of locked up with Dennis Savard. People pirouetting, turning, curling off their people. Puck gets snapped in front. Now there's Beers looking for it. Goes behind the net. Now here's going to go in the corner with McPhee. Right here, gets dumped in front. Shot wide. Still haven't seen what Bob Beers has done.
That was Don Sweeney tying up Savard.
Don Sweeney on Savard.
The shots so far, 7 minutes into the second period, 9 for the Canadiens, a total of 27, 3 for Boston. Bruins have had a power play too. Canadiens on their 4th power play. They're 0 for 3, but they have a shorthanded goal. Bourque able to clear it out. At center ice, it is Schneider winding up. Now to Savard. Flying. His shot blocked wide by Weston. Bourque trying to clear it. Kept in by Schneider. Up the board, swept away. Schneider gets it again. Poulin trying to break it out. Can't. Schneider holds it away from him. Gets it to Richer. Richer moves it up on the right for Savard. They use 4 forwards on their power play. Bruins would like to catch that situation. Richer is the point man now. He gets it to Schneider. Schneider for Corson. Deflected by Wesley into the stands.
Good coverage there. What Savard was trying to do, I believe, is to pull Lazaro off of Richer just a little bit. Just bring him down a little lower to get feed it back for a one-timer. Those didn't give the Canadiens much there. Good perimeter movement by Montreal, but nothing inside.
1:12 left on the penalty against Bob Beers. 12:17 left in the second period. That has been dominated with a capital D by the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, it's very difficult at this point to find anything positive about what's going on with the Bruins. Right there, nice hustle by Wesley. Throw a poop jack into the stands. Boston kind of standing around to give Montreal credit. They got their skating legs in motion here.
LeBeau is out there. Draw goes deep. Bourque trying to clear it up. Poulin broken up. Desjardins keeps it in. Richer. What a save by Andy Moog. The best save of the series. Richer was picking his spot.
Richer got to be a little bit there. I think he's handling it well. Okay, nice save, nice save. But this was a spectacular save. Sweeney just in desperation goes down. Hopes for the best. Richer got you. No, you don't. Andy Moog just playing top of his game. Bruins don't wake up. You cannot fault Andy Moog. Sweeney just saying, oh my God, they've got it all alone. They've isolated me.
And the faceoff coming up to the right of Andy Moog. I don't know what they're doing with that shot clock. They had 27 up there a moment ago, and they've got it down to 22 now. So I'm way off the mark on shots by the Canadiens.
Yeah, it was 27 to 12.
It was 27. Yeah. Sorry about that. The draw is back. Left point, Schneider. Over to Desjardins.
There's interference by LeBeau that was let go.
Back up. LeBeau trying to get the return pass. Knocked away. Bruins fight for it in the zone. Marquardt battling. Out of it comes Corson in the corner. Now for LeBeau. Softly for Desjardins. Great save by Andy Moog. Right pad. He's got to be a very tired young man, Andy Moog. 30 seconds left on the Canadiens power play. 2-1 Boston. Bob Sweeney, a steal. But back to cover is Desjardins. He saved the day there. Bob Sweeney ready to break in alone. Out comes Skrudland, flying. The Canadians are skating, and it's the name of the game. Schneider intercepts here, fires one back in, ricochets around the boards at the point. Kept in now for Richer. He unloads and misses by a mile. That's it on the power play. An excellent one for the Montreal Canadiens, and Andy Moog saved the day. Teams at equal strength. Skrudland to Courtnall. He is broken up by Jim Weimer and cleared out. Dufresne drills it in. Interception. Courtnall loses it, and Burridge starts it away.
Bob Sweeney's got to be exhausted.
That is icing. Cote hit by Burridge, but icing 2-1 Boston. Back in a moment.
My success was a dream come true. Boston Bruins, Stanley Cup, become a millionaire. I took the money and I did what was simple. I partied with it. I played with it. I never really looked to make it grow, to make it work for me. But I've got time to plan now. The people at Tucker Anthony have shown me where money can work and how you can plan your future and your retirement. I wish I had met Tucker Anthony sooner. Right here, Donnie Sweeney just, once they get him moving, no one back at the point. Andy Moog left leg save. Another one. Well, they're Bruins have got to, they're just giving up too many shots here. I mean, there's no saving them. There's nothing that we could say here that's positive. Wise, excellent timeout by Mike Milbury.
And they've got to regroup and start to attack. Get all the news behind the sports headlines right after this game on Sports Beat. This has been a very busy week in the Boston sports scene. So Upton Bell, Bob Lobel, Bob Ryan, Joe Fitzgerald will have plenty to talk about on Sports Beat right after this game on TV 38.
I think at this juncture, what a lot of coaches would do, it's a philosophy anyway. You go to your 9 best skating forwards. No 4 lines. That's it. You eliminate the 4th line. You eliminate your 5th and your 6th and 7th defenseman or 5th defenseman, and go with 4 defense, and just start playing them and shorten the shifts. Dickie Moore here in the stands of Montreal, joking. Many a great time he had here. Still enjoying the good times in the Forum. All-star left winger, Hall of Famer.
Bruins are going to have to decrease the burden on their defense. Ray Bourque has played a lot. Jim Weimer, I think Milbury was mad because he was intercepted by Desjardins for what turned out to be the Canadian goal and didn't play him much.
Right, that's going to happen. What you've got, you got to find 4 of them and go with it. Gary Galley, you really, really miss Gary Galley. He just gives you so many options out there.
Neely flicks it out. Softly, it is not icing. Dufresne back for it, though, and the Bruins trying to pressure it at Montreal in. And it's in for Gianni near the net, bounces to Roy. Very slow whistle, no Bruin around him. He was looking for a Bruin and ready to take a whistle when he really had plenty of time to make a play to his teammate and move it out maybe.
Oh, McPhee, that's the kind of hustle that the Bruins are going to have to come up with what Greg Gianni just exhibited there. Let's check into the Volkswagen Stanley Cup scoreboard. Pittsburgh on a goal by Stevens has gone ahead 2-1. The second period.
Face-off coming up.
Mike McPhee has been a part of the jersey and uniform of Cam Neely all night, all series. Right there. He's falling down trying to stay with him.
And the Boston line now is Bob Sweeney.
Henri Richard, one of the
Pocket Rocket.
A pocket rocket. Avid golfer. Great guy. I think he has more Stanley Cup rings than anyone. He personally has more World Championship rings than anyone.
Bob Sweeney has Marquardt and Lazar on the draws to Beers, and Beers goes into the corner and fires one deflected wide. as Marquardt was knocked down by Cote in front, but created a little havoc. Here comes Richer, broken up by Lazaro. Back comes Marquardt. Flip it in. Milbury wants that forechecking deep. Marquardt goes in. He's belted down by Skrudlin, trying to tie it up. It's Skrudlin all over him, on top of him. Lazaro fights for it. And
Still
they
loose.
tie it up. Cote wraps Lazaro, but they keep the play in the Montreal end. And back up, still battling for it. And down goes Lazaro, and out goes Cote.
Still alive.
Delayed
still
call.
alive.
Delayed call. So that paid off for Mike Milbury. That hustle and drive. Lazaro and Marquardt were simply mauled.
And that's exactly that's what Milbury got to go out. Got his hustlers going, his skaters going. Cote got frustrated because he couldn't find a handle to it.
2-1 Boston at the Forum.
Right here, Marquardt and Lazaro do a magnificent job down low on Skrudlin. There's the cross check from behind on Lazaro. So off he goes. He doesn't have a world championship ring yet, as did Henri Richard. We mentioned that he's got more than any other athlete alive. 11, if you were questioning how many did he have. 11 world championship rings.
Puck is cleared away by the Canadiens' Desjardins. 21-year-old defenseman. Very little minor league experience, practically none. Bourque rushing. His pass is knocked away by Dufresne. Wesley to Janney, to Bourque. Bourque over the line, off for Neely, off wing side. Back for Bourque. Bourque left point. All the way across for Wesley. Wesley crisscrossing with Bourque. Goes in for Squeako. Squeako's pass blocked. He fights for it with Neely. They get it. Back for Wesley. Over to Bourque. Bourque clears in deep. Squeako can't get it around the corner. Neely does. And now Dufresne with it. Trying to clear. Bourque able to keep it in. Now Squeako. Canadians right on him. Skrudlin able to work it out. Not. Yes, just cleared by Corson. Bruins kept it in, but all perimeter. No shots on. Desjardins on this loose puck, able to clear it out. Bruins without that intensity and speed that the Canadiens have shown. At center ice, Wesley to Ray Bourque.
Montreal really skating well, Fred, on this penalty. I mean,
Canadiens are just flying around. Here's Schneider able to clear it.
All over the building. They're just following telegraph plays by Bruins.
Neely to Janney. Back for Bourque. And it was wide of him. Bob Beer is back for it. 15 seconds left. Ray Bourque starts it out. Hodge had to let it go. Christian has been flying, goes deep. Christian checked deep. The Canadiens move it up, not out. Beer is able to keep it in. Power play just about up. It is up. And the Canadiens have Cote out. Portnoy clears it down. Canadiens make a change. 7:23 left, second period. And it is 2-1 for Boston. First period power play by Squeako. Bob Sweeney the other scorer. Portnoy on a shorthanded breakout. Carbonneau breaks, picking up Roberge. Carbonneau stopped at the Boston defense. And winding up is Dave Christian in the center ice to Hodge. The clear in wide. Roy. Roy has had a very quiet period despite a couple of power plays for Boston. The pass to Savard is ruled offside. Face-off just inside the Montreal blue line. 6:53 left in the second period. Charles Tufo, he's power play coach for the Montreal Canadiens. And they are 0 for 3 in power plays. Boston 1 for 5, but the Bruins gave up a shorthanded goal.
Pat Burns was talking a lot about what's going on, and said there's a lot more toughness in this series than fighting. There's a lot more to hockey than that. Everyone seems to think that there's no emotion in this series. Why? Because there's no brawls, but there's emotion down there. Right now, the Montreal Canadiens have a lot of it on their side. Boston frustrated.
Turgeon's second shift. He's out there against Burridge. He played very briefly in the first period. He's missed most of the season. Picked up from New Jersey in a trade for Claude Lemieux.
The Canadiens would love to have Claude Lemieux back.
The line, an interesting one. Keane, Roberge, and Turgeon. The draw to Wesley. Back for Peterson. Shot is wide. Well, Reimer it was. Bounces back in. Burridge trying to get it. Clears it behind the net. Cote with Bob Sweeney on him. Checked. A battle. A lost stick. Roy behind the net, but Keane is able to work it up and out for Turgeon. Turgeon knocked down. Puck kept in by the Canadiens. Roberge lost it though, and breaking it out is Burridge without the helmet. Gets it across for Bob Sweeney. Tried to set up Nyland. Broken up, and the Canadiens break it back. Stopped by Burridge's back checking. Bob Beers. A clear to nowhere, and back for it now Cote, and after him is Poulin. In deep, Poulin gets it, puts it in front. Shot by Skriko, blocked in front by Dufresne. And the clear out looking for Roberge is stopped by Beers.
That's a little better.
It is Boston 2, Montreal 1 in the second period at the Forum.
That shift to Fred a little bit better, more what Mike Milbury would like. Montreal Canadiens' young defense back there. Alain Cote is the one who's been victimized a couple of times with hustle.
It was ignited by Poulin.
Dave Poulin saw an opportunity and seized it. More Bruins have got to read plays a little bit, see what's happening, take a look at a defenseman who's looking over his shoulders both directions before he gets to the puck and say, I think he's a little indecisive. You know, I'm going to force him to make a move. And what you want him to do, hopefully, is to try to hang on and beat you. Try to carry it by you, then you can own him.
Big line for the Canadiens, the Corson, Skrudland, and Richer group. Skriko, Christian, and Poulin. Very effective line for Boston out there now. Corson forced to clear it. Gets it, and they get it to Richer. He breaks with Corson. Checked by Don Sweeney. The Bruins have it. Out for Christian. Knocked away from him. Back over the line. They said offside. That could really be listed as onside. That was Christian who knocked it back in from outside.
Well, he was helped, I think, with a poke check. They're going to call it deliberate offside, which is rather strange.
I missed that one completely.
I think
deliberate offside against Montreal. Face off in the Montreal zone.
I think Christian got a stick on it somewhere, but it was poke check. Petri Skriko having fun again, enjoying hockey. Likes it in Boston, likes the fans. He's being appreciated. Anytime you're appreciated, no matter what you do, I guess you like it. You could be working in an office or carpenter or whatever.
Christian taking the face-off against Skrudland to the left of Patrick Roy. After Dave Christian, a great season, 32 goals, second leading scorer in the Boston Bruins, 53 points, and he has 5 goals in the 2 series so far.
Nice little ice repair there, Fred. They got, I don't know whether they fired the man that makes the ice here, or they let him go, or contract dispute, whatever. But since he's been gone, they have an awful lot of trouble keeping good ice surface down here.
Skrudland wins it. Schneider is checked immediately on the play. Bruins trying to keep it in, and Richer just forced to clear it out. So in essence, the Bruins did very well. Bourque is on with Don Sweeney on defense with 5 minutes left in the second period. Up to Christian. Christian digs. He's over the line, off wing side, cuts across in front, loses it. Cote, the clear out. Back for it, Don Sweeney. And the Bruins make the quick clear out. Poulin gets the loose puck at center ice, has a break with Skriko over the line for Skriko. Skriko, a shot blocked, gets rid of it quickly. In front, rolls near the net to Christian. Christian turns the net, comes in front, the backhander blocked by Cote. Christian keeps it in for Poulin. Back for Christian, one-timer, and it hit Cote and went wide. Puck kept in by the Bruins. Poulin trying to move it in front. Blocked by Skrudland. Suddenly the Canadiens have slowed down. The Bruins have taken it over, and a quick shot by Neely went wide, but Beers is able to keep it in for Poulin. And down goes Schneider. Don't know what happened there. There's no signal from Frazier.
Well, one thing he did is when he went down, stay down and don't move. And maybe you get the whistle, and that's what he got.
Linesmen are moving toward Neely. And the trainer out to check Matthew Schneider. Gaetan Lefebvre. We have 4:06 left here in the second period. There's no indication from the linesman or
maybe
the referee of a penalty.
Follow through of the Neely shot. Maybe a high stick caught him.
And let's go back to our Boston studio. Find out what Gene Levanchi will have for us in tonight's second intermission.
Okay, Fred, thank you very much. He's no longer on the comeback trail. He no longer holds out the hope to play hockey again. Indeed, former Bruins defenseman Gord Kluzak is starting a new life. And coming up between the second and third periods tonight, we'll find out what he's been doing since he announced his retirement last November. In addition, we'll update the action from the Patrick Division Final and take a look back at some second period highlights. For now, though, let's return to Fred and Derek in Montreal.
Dave Poulin, a little clip there in the back of Matthew Schneider's head. Dave Poulin looking elsewhere. Let's see if we can see right here. Now watch Matthew Schneider turning around. Poulin sticks in the air, being held right there by Cote. He pulls at it to get it loose, and it just catches Schneider in the base of the skull.
Wonder if the officials saw all of that.
Not a pleasant way to get clipped. Matthew Schneider playing very well.
And the draw in the Canadian zone. Courtnall on. He has scored the goal shorthanded for Montreal. The Bruins lead 2-1. At center ice, it rolls to Wesley. Wesley's pass to Neely is offside.
Okay.
Boston leads 2-1 at the Forum. Ready for the face-off. Is Courtnall just as fast as Cornway?
Oh yeah, I believe every bit as much so. I know the fastest player I ever saw, I thought, was Bobby Sheehan.
Yeah.
He was fast.
Bobby Sheehan from Weymouth.
Weymouth, the Sheekat.
Bruins just clear it out after the face-off in the zone. And Marquardt moving on Desjardins. The puck up at center ice. Stop. Bruins lost it. Courtnall breaking. Wesley trying to get back. He cuts away from Wesley. Gets the shot that's deflected over the net. What a move he made. As Courtnall got it away, Wesley was there to bother him. And around the boards, Wesley takes over. Into center ice for Neely. Neely from Hodge. Oh, that could have been it. Hodge could have broken in. The play is called.
Oh,
offside.
I wouldn't want to live on the difference of that one being offside or onside.
Cam Neely making the pass. It seemed to be touched.
Watch Wesley. He's going for the. He really thought he had to go a lot faster than he did to catch Courtnall. But he gets a stick on it, but that's a blocker save there by Andy Moog as well. Right here, Wesley actually gained some ground on Courtnall, but he cuts back on him, goes off his helmet, and goes off the blocker. Hit Wesley in the head a little bit, flipped his helmet somewhat.
It has been a scoreless second period. Squeako from Bork and Wesley, a power play in the first period. Bob Sweeney from Burridge and Hodge to make it 2-0. And then Courtnall from Desjardins shorthanded.
Let's check in with the Volkswagen Stanley Cup scoreboard. Pittsburgh now 3-1 in Washington. Trottier got himself a goal.
Bob Sweeney is over the line. Moving in, close. Goes behind the net. Checked by Desjardins all the way and broken up. And Savard to Gilchrist to break it out with Keane. 2-on-2 right now. Gilchrist wheels it in. Savard following up is able to poke it deep. And the puck trickles off the corner to Moog, and he ties it up for a face-off in the Boston zone with 2:55 left here in the second period. All the scoring in the first period. And we are totally confused on shots on goal.
Well, I think now it's up to 29. No, it says 24. Okay, there's a little piece missing here. I had 27-12 earlier in the period.
Bruins are pretty accurate, a total of 13, so that means 4 in the second period. And the face-off, Savard now on the draw to the left of Andy Moe. Keane and Gilchrist. This line was red hot. The draw back for Cote. He goes for wrist shots from that point. Gets it near the net. And behind the net, Gilchrist. Broken up by Bourque. The clear out. Nyland trying to get it. Bounces for Bob Sweeney. Back for Boston control in the center ice to Nyland. Drives it out of the zone. Keane gets it back up for Schneider. Away to Savard. Savard wheeling the turnaround. The backhander is wide. Not much on it. Gilchrist though to Cote. Cote moves in for a slap shot in a crowd. Blocked. Burridge failed to get the loose puck. It was taken away from him, and the Canadiens had a threat stopped by Moog.
What can you say, Andy Moog? I know you got to be a little bit fortunate.
Well, Burridge has to be more alert than
to be great. Well, not. There's 8 bodies out there. Only one person found the loose puck. Right here, it squirts through, and Randy Burridge is behind him, gets his stick lifted. That was the play, but Andy Moog reaches out, catches that. That's some kind of save right there. He is trying to pick everything up in traffic. Now it's behind him. He waits. He sees the shot now, and as it flutters towards him, traps it. How can you say? That's just great second effort by Moog. Get a little bit of luck on your side as well.
That was Gilchrist. And he had a tester going. 2:14 left. The Bruins cling to a 2-1 lead. Skrudland, Richer, and Corson. Poulin out for Boston. The draw bounced away by Moog. Wesley over to clear it out. No icing indicated. Went through Desjardins. And the Bruins trying to forecheck on that young defense. Up for Poulin.
They almost stole it there.
Knocked away to Wesley on defense with Raymond Bourque. And he lost it, but back to cover is Christian. Marvelous two-way player. Great season for Boston. Christian for Poulin. Drop pass for Wesley. Shot. Save. It was a 50-footer. Christian steals, can't convert. And the clear out goes to Richer. Richer trying to get away from Bourque. Drops it off for Skrudland. Skrudland cuts in for a backhander and a save by Andy Moog. As Richer is belted down.
They want the call on Raymond Bourque for holding Stéphane Richer after the pass. Pat Burns is not too happy. Well, what are you going to do, Pat? Right here is a little dump play. There's your hold. Now, Richer makes the play, and he's not allowed back into it. There's Wesley isolated. Then he gets dumped. Bourque decides then to go for the puck. Moog makes his save again.
1:28 left in the second period. Boston leads 2-1. Squeako and Bob Sweeney scoring for Boston. Courtnall on a shorthanded goal for the Montreal Canadiens. Faceoff is to the right of Andy Moog. Cam Neely out with Bob Sweeney. Ray Bourque stays out there. Marquardt at left wing, and the defense is Bourque and Don Sweeney.
There's Ronald Corey on your screen.
President of the Montreal Canadiens.
President of the Montreal.
Bruins get control. Don Sweeney wears it away, but Cote has it. Checked immediately on the play, but Courtnall winding up. Bob Sweeney trying to slow him down at the start. And they want a slashing call on Bob Sweeney, and the Bruins break it up. Marquardt is over the line. Marquardt spun down on the play, but he forces the puck deeper as he was taken down by Carbonneau. Courtnall trying to get free, and the Bruins right on top of him. Bob Sweeney keeps it in, makes a pass that goes wide. Now he's back to cover his own pass and fires it in. 52 seconds left. Neely for Marquardt. Blocked. Neely with it. A backhand flip in front. Blocked. Canadiens can't clear it out. Fired back by Don Sweeney. Broken up, and Courtnall starts back. 3 Bruins are there. McPhee, Carbonneau with him. Courtnall slips through Don Sweeney, broken up by Ray Bourque, and the puck is cleared out. Cote blocked it, and now Bourque takes it. 28 seconds left. Alone, going deep. Shot and a save. The rebound blocked. Bourque fights for it in deep. A rare rush by Ray Bourque, who plays so much. He has to kind of space those attacks. 12 seconds left. Portnoy still with the energy. Check. The Bruins are getting on top of him quickly. Here's a break. 4 seconds left. Lazaro tried to set up Christian. It didn't work. They came very, very close at the buzzer. Lazaro to Christian. The score at the end of 2 periods. Boston 2, Montreal 1. Here's Gene Levanchy with tonight's second intermission.
All right, Fred, thank you very much. Coming up, an update of Game 3 of the Patrick Division Final. And former Bruin defenseman Gord Kluzak is getting on with his life. We'll find out what he's been doing since retiring 5 months ago. This and more ahead when Bruins Hockey on TV 38 continues. After 2 from the form in Montreal, the Boston Bruins still maintaining a 2-1 lead. All the scoring coming in the first period of play tonight. Checking in once again on Game 3 of the Patrick Division Final. The Penguins and Capitals facing off at the Cap Center in Landover, Maryland. This series all even at 1. Pittsburgh with a 3-1 lead now in the third period. Mario Lemieux, Kevin Stevens, and Brian Trottier, the goal scorers for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Dino Ciccarelli has scored for the Washington Capitals. The winner of this game takes a 2-1 lead in the series. In a moment, we'll find out what Gord Kluzak's been doing since he hung up his skates. But as we go to a break, Canadiens coach Pat Burns talks about the home ice advantage, a factor he feels is overrated.
I don't think that the home ice advantage makes a difference right now. The series is tied at 1 now. It's not a 4-7 anymore. You know, it's a 3 out of 5 now.
2 down, 1 to go from the form in Montreal. The Bruins clinging to the 2-1 lead. The Boston Bruins made him the first pick overall in the 1982 NHL draft, and he immediately moved into the Bruins lineup at the tender age of 18. At 6'4", 215 pounds, Gord Kluzak should have become a franchise player. But Kluzak's left knee kept him from fulfilling his potential. Last November, after 11 knee operations and 11 comebacks, Gord Kluzak finally said, "Enough is enough." Now, for the first time in his life, at just 27 years old, Gord Kluzak is adjusting to life without hockey.
I know I've done everything I can to try to play a game that I love very much. And I'm gonna miss the people, and I'm gonna miss the competition, and I'm gonna miss everything about the game.
And so it ended, somber in its finality. Gord Kluzak's well-documented career as a Bruin, with all its tribulations, collapsed under the weight of frustration and misfortune. The final straw came in New York on November 5th, when his final comeback was foiled by another bout of pain and swelling in his ravaged left knee. But that last performance has become a fitting epilogue to a courageous endeavor.
And I'll remember Gordy, not for the knee injury and all that kind of rehabilitation process, but basically for his last game, which was an excellent game played by a good athlete, a great athlete, and a good mind.
With hockey behind him, Gord is taking on new challenges with the same determination and perseverance. And according to those who know him best, his prospects are limitless.
He gave it his best shot. He's made his decision, and I think he deserves the peace of mind, and he's young enough, and he's a very intelligent guy, so get on with the rest of his life, and I think I'm speaking for everybody when we wish him the best, because he's going to do well.
He's got his head screwed on straight. He'll pick himself up, and he'll go on and be a success at whatever he tries next.
Although there are benefits to being a professional athlete, Gord does not believe that one should rest on past laurels.
The doors that are open to you as a professional athlete, they are. The question is, you want to be qualified when you walk through that door. But right now I'm taking a full course load, 5 classes. My goal at this time would be either to go to business school or law school. I mean, I'm not certain of those 2 things, but that is sort of a long-term goal that I have.
Gord wants to give something back to hockey, and is doing just that at Northeastern University's Center for the Study of Sports in Society. He is helping to develop an educational program to benefit players in the NHL and in the minor leagues.
Richard Lapchick and Keith Lee, who I've known, are the co-directors here at the center. They approached me in January. So what I've basically been doing is meeting with player reps as the season has worn down here, getting them to fill out educational questionnaires, getting all the players to fill them out so we have some feedback on to where they are educationally, what their aspirations are, and then take that information and try to help them and encourage them to start an educational program.
Gord also helps out with cystic fibrosis by donating his time for fundraisers, an activity that seems to put things into perspective for him.
Start to feel sorry for yourself when you walk into Children's Hospital, and you don't feel sorry for yourself when you come walking out. And to see some of the real struggles that people have to endure.
Although he enjoys being a private citizen away from the spotlight, he admits the adjustment to his new lifestyle will take some time.
If somebody would come in here and say, listen, I'll fix your knee, but you have to play for nothing, I would do it in a second. There's just no question about it. Most of us will be trivia questions in not very long time. And that's the reality of it. And while I'm very happy to have played for the Boston Bruins and I'll always be part of their alumni, now that part of my life is over and I'm moving on.
Gord will always have fond memories of his life in hockey. The fans, beating the Canadiens in the playoffs, going to the finals, and most of all, just sharing a few laughs with the guys. As for Gord's future, well, there is the possibility to coach at the University of Lowell next year with Bruce Crowder, or going into the chili marketing business with former Bruin Cleon Daskalakis. But whatever Gord chooses, we wish him the best and take comfort in the fact that his future is in good hands, his own. He's a good guy. Good luck, Gord Kluzak. We'll take a look at the second period when we come back. So the Bruins take their 2-1 lead into the third period of play at the Forum in Montreal. Now for their thoughts on tonight's game and the call of the third period, let's send it back to Fred and Derek at the Forum. Gentlemen?
Well, it is 2-1 Boston, again thanks to Andy Moog. 9 shots by the Montreal Canadiens seemed like a lot more than that, and particularly over the first half of the period. It seemed to turn around on that Cote penalty when he cross-checked Lazaro. Then the Bruins put pressure on.
Well, it seemed to turn around really when with the timeout. Mike Milbury put out Lazaro. Marquardt, okay, I want you to double off each other in those corners, and I want you to work like dogs and get things done, and they did. And then they drew the penalty. Things started to come around for the Bruins a little bit. But they would be in serious trouble had it not been for Andy Moog's play in the first quarter. Don Sweeney right there comes across. Richer all alone. Moog holds his ground, waits, and then stones him with a great catch. Just good, solid, focused on the puck goaltending.
And you're talking about a great goaltender. Shots on net, 5 of them by Courtnall over 2 periods of play. He's easily been a standout player throughout this series and against the Boston Bruins all series long. But I think the Bruins are checking him a bit more closely. But again, it was the Montreal Canadiens with opportunities in that period.
Well, when it starts to happen, your goaltender starts to make big saves for you. You tend to collapse down on him, and you feel guilty. You start giving him aid when he doesn't need it. Your job also as a forward is to shut off the points, and I think that causes a lot of problems. The Canadiens move it in here. It's kind of harmless at this point. There's the turnaround. There's Ray Bourque kind of caught now. He's standing still. This goes behind the net. Bourque's on the ice, and bodies start to fall down all over the place. You know, there's 4 Bruins at one point behind the net. Now there's 4 of them in front of the net, right? You know, 3 of them including Moog, and now he wants to see the puck. It squirts loose. There he is on that roll around offhand. Burridge bothers shooter somewhat, Gilchrist, but he makes a tremendous save. Now there's 2 big saves that are definitely the Canadiens in the lead 3-2. If he just misses those 2, but he's done it a dozen times.
Gilchrist not a goal scorer, but he certainly was in the series against Montreal with 5 goals overall, and he's been playing on the line with Savard and Keane. But close checking Courtnall out, for instance, Bob Sweeney, who's out there against him, stop him or slow him down before he gets started.
He will telegraph when he feels like pumping and getting into it, a lot like Bobby Hull did. He just made the big skate, picked it up, and rushed with it. But I think if you hit him, he does not like the rough stuff. I don't know anybody who likes to be hit in hockey, but Courtnall, he wants to be free to skate all night and handle a puck. And I think Bob Sweeney playing him physical is the key, and I think that's what they're going to have to do in the third period. They're going to have to hit Russ Courtnall.
And over the second half, the Bruins not only slowed down the Canadiens, but had a few opportunities. The shots on net, 9 for Montreal, 7 for Boston, and it was about 9 in the first half for Montreal and 7 for Boston in the second half.
Yeah, but the quality shots the Canadiens have had, the opportunities, the open nets that they've missed, not only the great saves that Moog has made, but the opportunities that they've missed. The Bruins have missed a few as well, but certainly not enough. Certainly not enough, and that's just a situation where Boston just got to concentrate a little bit more on the puck rather than just isolate on the body. You start isolating on bodies, and Your opponents get the opportunity to start sneaking in behind you and stealing them. A couple of replays we showed you there was an example of it. The all-round hockey player is the one that takes the body and nullifies the player moving the puck. He gets it himself and makes the play. Ray Bourque does that extremely well. Wesley is really learning how to do it. Poulin does it. Christian does it. Neely does it. It's an art, not an easy thing to do. Certainly takes a lot of concentration. Bruins find themselves in a 2-1 hockey game going into the third period at the Forum, and I think they should be more than pleased with that.
And the Savard line starting for Montreal. Keane and Gilchrist on the wings. Poulin for Boston with Skriko and Christian. Skriko and Bob Sweeney, the Boston scores early. Russ Courtnall, a breakout for Montreal. Gilchrist gains the line, gives it to Savard. Savard checked, and out comes Christian, and timeout well behind the play. A Canadian defenseman is...
No, he's saying he's hurt. What happened was he got hit with, I believe, Savard's stick. Desjardins trying to draw something. Got clipped in the head, I think, when Skriko and Savard had the collision just outside the blue line.
Here comes Frazier to the penalty box.
2 minutes.
Yeah. High stick. Let's see who goes. Desjardins was down. And out is Dave Poulin at a power play for Montreal.
Oh.
That was called by the linesman behind the play. And a very good penalty killer in the box there for Boston. For Montreal, they go on their 5th power play.
I didn't think this didn't happen. You're going to see right here. No, you don't see it. Just kind of went down. Nothing. Just Desjardins went down. Oh, well, you decide if that was a 2-minute minor.
And for the power play, Courtnall is out there with Corson.
Kevin Collins loves to call penalties.
And LeBeau. Savard, Schneider, 4 forwards. Dave Christian and Nevin Marquardt. Christian's had a standout game. And he gets the draw to Wesley. Wesley trying to skate it free. Drills it out by Savard at the right point. All the way down to Patrick Roy.
Good protection of the puck there by Glenn Wesley. Get the leg out.
Boston leads 2-1, just underway in the third period of power play. Schneider. He's got plenty of speed on his slap shot. Indeed. Christian trying to dig it free. On the boards, it goes to Schneider for Savard. Shot saved by Moog. Puck across for Wesley. Corson was held, tried to draw a penalty. And the Bruins failed to clear it out. Back up is Corson for a shot picked off by Moog. You'll never see a... Well, how do you evaluate him? I mean,
well,
what a break for Corson.
What can you say? That's what goalies get paid for. But this is above and beyond the call.
This is just like the Richer one with a marvelous glove.
What the Bruins are doing is they're trying to make the heady play, the smart little release play. Right here they get picked off. A bouncing puck, an excellent play. Kick it over there by Courtnall. That's great hockey. That's good, smart, heads-up, desperation, second-effort hockey by Courtnall, and he gets it in front. And a great catch by Moog.
Corson was trying to draw a penalty. He was held, went down, and that's why he was in that area. He was well behind the play. The Bruins had a chance to get it out. Instead, it came back for him for an outstanding scoring bid. And Moog denied it. 1:15 left on the Montreal power play. Savard is up close. Schneider, the lone point man. Bob Sweeney fights for it. Gets it. And a clear by Lazaro. That was all Bob Sweeney. He just simply outmuscled the Canadiens on that faceoff. And he has a goal. Away comes Savard. Gets it off for Courtnall. In deep. Cleared around the boards. Lazaro trying to get on it. Able to just reach it ahead of Schneider and knock it away. That's his skating ability that got him there.
That's all it was, Fred. Speed.
Back now comes Courtnall. Off for LeBeau. LeBeau bumped by Bob Sweeney. Knocked down is Lazaro. The puck kept in. No call. Lazaro sent spinning on a hit. And the Canadiens able to keep it in. The Bruins regrouping now on the boards. LeBeau fires it behind the net. Corson, Bork. Now Corson with it. Corson watched by Lazaro, holding. Keeping it in. Courtnall puts it back for Schneider. The shot blocked in front. Goes wide. Courtnall back for Savard. The fourth forward stays out there. 9 seconds on the power play. Bork for Don Sweeney. For Lazaro. And they clear it. Beautiful work there by those three.
That was tricky. I mean, you're taking an awful risk making those soft passes.
They made them near the net. And Boston back at full strength. 2-1 Bruins, third period. The interception by Poulin. Out for Christian. One man back. Desjardins. Christian shot. Good wrist shot in on Roy. And a save. No rebound on the play. Now the center ice come the Canadiens, and it's Carbonneau. McPhee blocked. Behind the net. McPhee intercepted by Skriko. On the loose puck, Poulin. Behind the net for Wesley. Wesley able to clear it. They're going to call it icing. Dufresne back. Boston 2, Montreal 1. Third period at the Forum. And stay tuned for tonight's post-game show for the TV 38 McDonald's Road to the Stanley Cup draw. And Gene Levanchi will announce the winners of a pair of tickets to the Bruins' next playoff game. And you can find out how to become eligible to win tickets to future playoff games. Face-off coming up. Carbonneau against Hodge. Puck down. Canadiens able to keep it in. Drive from the point by Courtnall and a save. Courtnall was out, playing at the right point. Neely now in pursuit of Dufresne. Dufresne wheels it up to McPhee, who has been sticking close to Cam Neely throughout this game. Burridge breaks up the left wing side. Over the line for Janney. Janney with Neely trying to get it to Burridge. It's blocked. And the Canadiens out for Courtnall. That's offside. Nice call by the linesman. Courtnall had to wait for it off the boards, and he was offside on the pass. 16:19 left here in the third period. Boston goals early. Skriko from Bork and Wesley, a power play. Bob Sweeney from Burridge and Hodge at 5:11 to make it 2-0. Courtnall on a breakaway shorthanded from Desjardins. 16:31. No scoring, second period.
There's the speedy Courtnall. There he is. Skates over the line. That puts him offside. Linesman Cruz. They pat each other on the back pretty well. They stay in the game. Both Finn and Kevin Collins. Very sharp.
On the draw. Shot by Beers. Blocked. That was blocked by Courtnall. Carbonneau, I'm sorry. And Carbonneau usually does that.
Well, he's
half
good
a dozen a night.
Oh, yeah, he's good at that, Fred.
Don Sweeney drives it in. Bruins trying to get on the young defense. Moving deep. Courtnall gets it off the boards. They check him, but he gets it to Carbonneau. Back, broken up by Don Sweeney and cleared. Cote with it. Now to McPhee. McPhee over the line for Courtnall. He seems to skate free. Fires one. Kept in by Carbonneau. Lost to Janney. Janney works it up for Burridge to Neely. And Neely cleared it into the stands on the faceoff called at center ice. 15:31 left here in period number 3. The Canadiens have 5 shots in the third period, a total of 32.
Craig Janney, very adept at stealing the puck in his own end. He gets a lot of criticism for not being defensive. A lot of times he steals pucks, backs things, picks pucks out of the air, and gets the puck out of his own end zone. He's not a physical player. He's not going to take the body in his own end on every occasion, but he does make a lot of very sound contributions in this puck stealing department.
Bob Sweeney is centering Nevin Marquardt and Jeff Lazaro. Don Sweeney on defense with Ray Bork. Skrudlin, Corson, and Richer. Back for Bork. Gains the line. Coles. Gives it for Don Sweeney in for a shot. Blocked by Roy. Jammed up. Goes behind the net now. Don Sweeney cut right in on a pass from Bork. Long pass up. Blocked at center ice by Ray Bork. Schneider to Cote.
This is what you have to do. You have to force that defense to move the puck quicker than they want to before they can get things designed and
Don Sweeney outskates the checker Skrudland, but now from center ice, fed back in by Schneider, caught by Bork and cleared out. Puck floats over the line. Lazaro tries a shot. It's wide. Christian get on the ice. Well, Marquardt, he keeps it in. Now it rolls around, and Skrudland trying to break it out. Does. Skrudland, hard rush. A lead for Corson is offside. It is Boston 2, Montreal 1 at the Forum.
Montreal Canadiens up to 32 shots. Patrick Roy gets one here himself. Little net there. Don Sweeney's got something to see, but he shoots it low, and Patrick Roy is just one of the best in the business at that. The Bruins have not gone upstairs on Roy, because when he has any kind of hesitation or doubt at all, he drops. Shuts off the ice with great leg movement, as he did there.
Desjardins pops it into the Boston zone. Raymond Bork still out there. Trying to clear it out. Stop. Poulin gets it. He clears it out. Bork is on with Don Sweeney. Desjardins starts back. 21-year-old defenseman drills it around the boards. Gilchrist centers it with it. Keane forced by Don Sweeney in deep. Savard gets it behind the net. Broken up by Poulin on a big play. Puck bounces for Gilchrist. Gilchrist checked by Bork. Bounces around the other side. Keane loses. Poulin. Christian trying to clear it. Failed to do so. And Don Sweeney pounces on a loose puck and clears it away. Desjardins wraps it in. Bork with big reach to get it to center ice. Christian skates it away from Savard. Rushes along. Line changed by Mike Milbury. Christian, knowing it, goes deep. Tries to get a face-off maybe in Montreal there. Courtnall winding up. Bob Sweeney on him. Checking him all the way. Taking him off the puck. Fans wanted a call. And it goes in deep. Christian to Bob Sweeney behind the net. Bob Sweeney turning around. Checked in the play by Carbonell. Still battling for it. Bob Sweeney did a marvelous job on Courtnall, not letting him get started to keep this sequence going in the zone. Courtnall winding up again. Forced to pass it. And looks for a return pass that floats away. Skrudland going against Wesley as it bounced by Wesley. Skrudland taken down and back to cover Beers. He lost it. Bruins able to get it and a breakout. 3-on-2. Burridge. Nyland fires. Saved by Roy. Nyland pokes it on the net again. Blocked. Loose. Bob Sweeney drills it to the corner. Burridge is held there by Cote. And McPhee breaks it out. Up for Schneider. Schneider, a pass, blocked. Cleared out by Beers. Connects with Nyland. 2-on-1 with Hodge. Closing. Try to get it to Hodge. Blocked by Cote. As the Bruins had a breakout with Schneider trapped at the Boston zone. 12:20 left, third period. This could be icing. Bork against Corson. And Bork dug down there. He's playing 35-40 minutes again. Bruins lead 2-1 at the Forum.
There's Alain Cote. Excuse me. Alain Cote has come up with some sound defense. Chris Nyland was breaking out on a 2-on-1 with Ken Hodge. There they are across the blue line. Now he's got to read it. Nice on a sweep check by Cote.
We are nearing the 8-minute mark of the third period. Boston leading 2-1. Exactly 12-14 left in the third period. The line is Hodge, Lazaro, and Neely with Bork and Don Sweeney. Janney not playing with Neely over the last two periods.
Well, Craig Janney's not getting the ice time that he's used to.
Dufresne wins it, gets it around to Courtnall. Courtnall cranks it up. Pass is blocked at center ice, and here comes Neely from Lazaro over the line. Clear in. Lazaro hustles in. He's on Duchesne. It's around to Courtnall. He's checked by Hodge. Lazaro wraps it to the other side. Dufresne trying to come out against Neely. Cuts back. This is what the Bruins have to do on the young defense. But now they work it out. And here comes Courtnall flying up the middle. He is broken up by Don Sweeney, and it's cleared away. Knocked back in. Bork with it. Don Sweeney stick handles out. Rolls it up. Blocked. Schneider trying to set a play, and Bork stops that one. Canadians change up. Schneider Up for Turgeon. Played very little. His shot wide. Keane pokes it near the net. LeBeau takes it. Blocked by Poulin. On the other side. Pass. Shot. Save on Turgeon. Another shot. Save. 3 in a row by Andy Moog. Now comes Poulin for Boston. Over the line. Deep shot. Save. Short side by Roy. Marvelous work by Andy Moog. With close-in bids. Away comes Turgeon. Hard shot. Caught by Moog. Dropped for Wesley. Out for Christian. Christian up for Squeako. Try to control it, couldn't. And Desjardins with it.
Bob Beers tried the old turn the wrong way trick. Got caught. He wanted to make that an icing. Didn't get away with it.
Gets it to Christian. Christian is broken up. Back comes Corson with Richer. A shot right on, a save. Rebound kept in by the Canadiens. And Richer booms one. A save by Andy Moog. He's made about 5 now.
Moog is upset with the catching of the puck.
In front of the net, Beers intercepts. Can't clear it. Dufresne shot. Blocked. Bob Sweeney broken up. Can't clear it. Richer works it in. Shot. Blocked. In a scramble and tied up by Andy Moog. The story there, you could count 6 anyway by Montreal. And Moog took care of them all. Boston leads 2-1 at the Forum in Montreal.
Andy Moog a little upset with Desjardins catching the puck, carrying it for about 15 feet. Then he dropped it down, released it, ended up giving a shot to Richer in the slot. Here's 1 save. There's 2 saves. And then the third one by Turgeon. That's it. There he catches. There he catches it. Makes a step to the left. Richer ends up with a big shot. Moog is waving his arm. And he has to pay attention to the puck. Canadians get a little break there. Fans are getting into it now, cheering them on.
For about 6-7 minutes, the Bruins controlled the play very nicely. The Canadians had 5 shots early, and that was it, even on a power play. But this cluster brought 6 shots and saves. Here's Dufresne holding, firing, blocked in front by Don Sweeney. Shot by Desjardins, blocked. Bruins get it out, and a breakout by Lazaro with Marquardt 2-on-1. Save by Roy. And Marquardt can't get any rebound as it was jammed up, and he barrels into the net as Lazaro and Marquardt broken a 2-on-1. Lazaro ripped it off.
Lazaro did the right thing there. You can't be getting too tricky. Start looking to make pretty plays. Jeff Lazaro, converted defenseman. He's got a ton of speed. Marquardt went for the rebound. Gonna get a look at it here. Lazaro, top of the circle. Why not? Right there, excellent move by Patrick Roy. Gets that left leg, deadens the shot. No rebound, gets a glove on it. And that's what he's so good at. Here's the Bruins, bounces off the glass. That just slowed Lazaro up just enough. So with the rolling puck. Marquardt right there for the rebound. No break.
All the scoring in the first period, 2-1 Boston. McGraw to Nyland. He's at left wing with Janney and Neely. 9:33 left. Third period. Canadians 12 shots to 3 against Boston. Neely breaks it up. Can't set the play. Cote fires it up the middle. Here comes Courtnall. He's flying. He loses to Don Sweeney. Don Sweeney breaking it out. Firing it in. Big interception there on Courtnall, who is flashy. Janney is tripped in the Montreal zone. Bruins battle deep. Bourque, and the puck is cleared out. Covered now at center ice by Neely. Over to Don Sweeney. Flips it in from the red line wide. Janney on Schneider. Up the board, stop. Bruins keep it in. Nyland, a shot. Save short side by Roy. And out comes Courtnall. Can't get it. Here's Janney over the line, looking for some help. Can't cut in. And Beers fires it back in the Canadian zone, and Mike Mowbray makes a change. 8:35 left, third period. The shots are 39 Montreal and 20 Boston. Center ice, Bob Sweeney breaks it up. He's with Hodge. Burridge, back for Burridge. Shot deflected wide. Burridge fights to keep it in. Corson trying to move it out. Cote, the jammer. And a whistle by Frazier with 8:17 left. Little jamming now was Corson trying to stir things up.
Bob Sweeney a little frustrated as well. We'll be right back after this. And another Volkswagen update. Pittsburgh 3-1 now. Still. Trache, Stevens, Lemieux, Cicerelli for Washington.
On the faceoff, Bruins keep it in. Burridge hustling in. Dufresne has it. Up for Corson. In the center ice. Long shot by Skrudlin. Knocked down by Mold. Wesley the clear around. Jam up in front of the net. The fans yell. Bruins move it up for Lazaro. Lazaro clears it out. Goes through the crease. Not icing. Break there for Boston. And Mike Milbury makes a change. Ted Sater on the bench with him. Gordy Clark in the press box. Here's Richer over the line. Fires and misses short side.
Out off the glass. In the stand. Nobody saw it go up there.
It is 2-1 Boston at the Forum in Montreal. And a reminder, Game 4 of the Adams Division Finals comes your way on Tuesday at 7:30, right here on TV 38. Boston and Montreal. Bruins lead this one 2-1. Early goals by Squeako from Bork and Wesley, and a power play at 4:38 of the first period at 5:11. Bob Sweeney from Burridge and Hodge for a 2-0 lead at 16:31. A breakout by Russ Courtnall, top shot maker for Montreal, shorthanded from Desjardins. That's the way it stands. The shots, though, stand 40 Montreal, 20 Boston. That tells the story. Bork breaks, fires. Roy the save. And it's knocked back in inadvertently by Schneider, and Roy has to knock it away. Keane out to Turgeon. Sylvain Turgeon works the line, keeps it over the line, and Bork in the traffic picked off the puck and cleared it. 7 minutes left, third period. Puck driven in around the boards. Canadians keep it in. Turgeon, a shot deflected by Poulin into the stands. And the face-off in the Boston zone. Exactly 7:01 left.
That shot there by Sylvain Turgeon, he shoots the puck much quicker than that. He hasn't seen much action this year. Injury after injury. Mike Milbury there behind the Bruins bench. No concern. And here's Cote. Shoots it around. Bouncing puck. Savard clears it out. There's Turgeon with it. Who's going to get to him at time? Just took too much time to curl it and cup it and get his weight over it. Dave Poulin was allowed to come about 8-10 feet. Deflected it in the stands.
Ray Bork must be approaching 40 minutes of action. He's out there with Don Sweeney. Hodge with Nyland and Neely in the face-off in the Boston zone. A delay of some sort now. Dufresne and Desjardins are at the points. McPhee, Courtnall, Carbonneau. Hodge against Carbonneau. Hodge gets it over near the boards and gets it back to Ray Bork. And Bork able to get it out. Tipped by Nyland. They're going to call it icing. Inadvertent tip. He just got his... They would have gone icing anyway on Bork's situation.
Chris Nyland wasn't out there paying attention to his point man, which is what he does very well.
And Hodge did an excellent job on that face-off. He won it overall against Carbonneau and got it to Ray Bork.
Mike Milbury using Chris Nyland an awful lot. His experience, got it back there, making sure somebody's covering point man. I would have gone to Desjardins, and Boston would have been in serious trouble.
Bruins take time setting up, and it's won again by Hodge for Neely to Bork. And Bork slows it down. Waiting for Hodge. Gives it to Don Sweeney. Works it center ice. Up for Hodge. He's over the line. The clear in wide. Nyland pokes it behind the net. Hodge there. Hodge Wanted to be very careful. Moves it back in deep. Nyland now gets it. Back for Bork. Bork shot it wide. Didn't want it blocked. Neely fights to keep it in. Checked by Carbonneau. Puck goes to the boards. Neely is on it. Back for Bork. Bork for Neely. Neely behind the net, trying to swing it in front. Can't. Courtnall picking it up. And he starts it out. Lazaro is out there. Courtnall pokes it in and behind the other players. Bork gets it free, loses. McPhee gets it in front. Score by Skrudland. Skrudland scores from McPhee to tie the game at 2.
Bruins won a penalty. There's going to be nothing going to nullify this. On Sweeney, Andy Moog, tough break. And it had to happen sooner or later. I mean, you're saying how many times can the goaltender save you? Bouncing puck here. Bruins backing up. One on 4, and they back in. Right there, the bouncing puck. There's the hold on Sweeney that they wanted. Bob Sweeney is stuck in the net, in front of the net all alone. Does he go to the man behind the net, or does he stay with the man in front? Now watch Courtnall. There's what Sweeney wants, is the hold. 6 of one, half dozen of another. Does he kick it in? Who knows? Not going to call it. 2-2 hockey game.
Not a chance for Andy Moog as the Canadiens have come from behind to tie it up. Bob Sweeney clear in, deflects into the stands. And a face-off called. We have 5:41 left in the third period. The goal, Skrudland. Second series goal overall from McPhee at 14:10. Boston 2, Montreal 2. Back in a moment. Brian Skrudland, a big goal. Second series goal overall. That's counting the Buffalo series and this one. He was set up by McPhee, and he drives it to the Boston end as the fans are exploding. Wesley winding up now. Poulin out there with Squeako and Christian. Wesley for Christian. Fire it in. Going for it, Poulin. Got to put it in front. Block. Christian behind the net. He is checked on the play, and Corson starts it out. The clear out. Beers there. Beers broken up by Richer. Richer, a shot. Missed. Richer gets it. The puck's in. The Canadiens score.
No goal. No goal.
They have blown the whistle. No goal allowed. They have blown the whistle. But Richer beat Bears. Moved in for a threat. Missed the net.
We had a replay earlier. I mentioned did Skrudland kick in his goal for the tying goal. And we were going to get a look at the replay. There's Pat Burns. Oh, my God, what do I have to do?
The play was offside.
That's why it was. Okay. Pat Burns may not know that at this point. Is it me personally you don't like? I don't think so. It's just the way Gary Frazier saw it.
Richer collecting the puck over the red line was offside. That started the play. Or he touched it along the way. Then it went by Beers.
Right there.
Well, we're not
goes wide, off the post. Wesley turning on Skrudland. And he redirected it with the heel of his foot. Now, that's one way you can nullify it. There it is off the post on the backhand. Desperation dive by Moog there. There's the right foot. That's a redirect by Skrudland. Nice try, Brian. Almost got away with it. I think he might have got away with it on the second one. There's Skrudland on the second goal. That looks like it was redirected with the left foot as well.
5 minutes left in regulation, 2-2. Janney clears it in. The Bruins have to clear the zone. Burridge, Janney, and Neely, the line. And it is McPhee on the right for Courtnall, trying to bear in. Check. Puck rolls in near Moog. Moog hit by Courtnall as he went for the net. Coming in on the right wing side, lost his stick. And Moog was able to tie it up. Courtnall has not lost a step all the way. And before the series started, they said he probably will miss the first couple of games.
Yeah, it's the old Montreal Dodge. They've been doing that for centuries as well. list of injured players. Then they all show up, and he's playing fantastic. Hustle by Don Sweeney. Courtnall was blowing by him, but Sweeney stayed with him pretty well, forced Courtnall to protect the puck. Kind of lost it a little bit.
Pat Burns double shifting those two lines. Is Courtnall out with one with Carbonneau? He has Skrudland, Richer, and Corson right back again. But now he is bringing Keane out in place of Richer. Interesting move.
You got Keane on Neely. You don't want Richer on Neely.
Cote and Schneider are at the points. Hodge on the faceoff. 2-2 to score. Skrudland tied it up in the third period. Magnificent goaltending by Andy Moog. It is back for Cote. Shovels it in. Bourque starts it out. Wesley bounces it in deep. Going for it. Neely puts it in front, and Hodge couldn't control it. It was in his skates. Canadians coming back. An offside pass again from the Montreal zone. And the face-off call. 4:22 left in the third period. Not much of an attack for the Bruins in the third period. They were kind of clinging to the 2-1 lead.
Pat Burns mentioned in Boston that he just wanted to get it into overtime. He felt like he could win it in overtime in Boston. I'm sure that's pretty well what he wants to do here. Mike Milbury. You can obviously, if you can stay away from him, would be the best thing to do. But you regroup your hockey club and play good conservative hockey for the rest of this game. Do something new and try to win it early.
Hodge on the faceoff with Skrudland. Wesley and Bourque are on defense. 4:22 left in the third period. It is 2-2. Scrico and Bob Sweeney for Boston. Courtnall and Skrudland for the Canadiens. In the Boston zone, it is Wesley winding up. Waiting for Hodge now. Hodge starts it out. In the center ice. He is broken up by Richer. Richer back for Cote. Shot deflected by Wesley into the stands. And the faceoff will be in the Boston zone. A big reach by Richer broke up Hodge and set it back.
Great back checking by Jeff Lazar to pick up Cote. If he doesn't pick up the late man, Alain Cote's in all alone. And Hodge didn't protect the puck very well. I tell you, good sweep checking also by Stéphane Richer.
And out for the Canadiens, Savard line out. So Pat Burns is using his third line. Well, he was.
Now he's got Gilchrist out there. This is pretty well a combination of a third line. A different combination, different look.
He's using Corson as a center for the faceoff. Desjardins and Dufresne are inside the Boston line. Just under 4 minutes left in the third period. The game tied at 2. Ray Bourque. Center ice, can't connect with Burridge. Maybe icing. Dufresne took the short route and beat Burridge to it, and it's icing called against Boston. Ray Bourque and Don Sweeney, the Boston defense pairing. Up front, seeing a lot of action on a regular line. Chris Nyland at right wing with Bob Sweeney at center and Burridge on the left.
Ray Bourque being doubled, obviously.
Doubled? He just
tripled?
Doesn't leave the ice.
Gets a little lean on it. Bobby ordered that as well. He just used to kind of lean, just put a stick across his knees, take a couple of deep breaths and lean, keep playing.
Corson and Bob Sweeney. Back for Desjardins. Shot blocked by Burridge. Keane a shot deflected over the net in the corner. Gilchrist. Corson. Bruins check it. Back at the point. Dufresne check. Bob Sweeney starts it out. Long lead for Burridge. Maybe icing again. No. Back for Desjardins. Burns the net. Works it out. Into the Boston zone. Back goes Beers. Around for Burridge. Burridge to Bob Sweeney. Picks up Nyland. 3 men back for the Canadiens. And he tried to go in. And Don Sweeney, they want a deliberate offside for this one.
I would say that is a deliberate offside. But his motion was committed. What was he going to do? Dump it back outside and try to pick it up?
The faceoff is instead just outside the Montreal line. 3:09 left. Third period. 2-2 to score. Poulin, Christian, and Squeako for the Bruins.
Here's Don Sweeney coming late. I don't know. That was pretty far out. Montreal might have an argument.
For the Canadiens, Skrudlin, who tied it up. Set up by McPhee. Bruins get it. Beers to Wesley. Beers drops it in. Canadiens control. Snyder up to Corson. Corson to center ice. Fires to the corner. Long rebound. Squeako able to not clear it. Kept in at the right point by Cote. His shot misses. Puck cleared out. I missed that play down below me. The fans yell. Beers and Corson going at it. The puck is driven in the Boston zone and tied up by Andy Moog.
This is kind of a half-hearted effort. No one's stupid enough to come up with a dumb penalty by punching somebody in the mouth. Everybody kind of standing around jockeying with their feathers all puffed out. Gary Fraser kind of looking around. What's he complaining about? I don't know. I didn't see it either, so it's just everybody keep their mouth shut, keep their heads.
And the faceoff is called outside in the neutral zone.
There's a bounce in the air.
Well, they were yelling much before that.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, whatever the play was, I didn't see it. But it was the fans yelling for something, some illegality by the Bruins. In the center ice comes Christian and Poulin over the line. Off for Christian. It's checked. Christian has to wrap it in. And back for Cote. Into the corner. Christian goes for it. Keeps it in for Poulin. Shot very wide. Squeako trying to make the play in front. Squeako wheels in the zone. Still holds it. Now passes in deep. Bruins trying to keep it in. Poulin trying to make the play. Squeako forechecks. Battles. Keeps it in. Digs for it. Gets it to Christian. Christian closing. Tough angle. Save. Jam. Save. 2 in a row by Roy. And Poulin.
Alain Cote better get something for this. And he's not going to. Poulin just kept his cool. Gary Frazier's not going to hand out any penalties.
2 shots there. Christian and Poulin on the rebound. Roy with the saves. 1:58 left.
There's Cote right there. Lost his stick. He gets a shot. Cote kind of with a forearm shiver to knock him down, but the shot here by Christian. This is dangerous. Now Poulin gets a stick on it, but Roy very good down low. But you don't get much time to think when you're in there. The Mike Bossies of the world did, and the Gretzkys and the Lemieux. But there's the Richer replay we missed. There's the clip by Burridge on Richer in the head. I guess the whistle is put away.
For Boston, Neely, Hodge, and Janney. I think the Bruins have to gamble on that young defense. They could give it away with some pressure.
A final in the Volkswagen replay, 4-1. Pittsburgh over Washington. 3-1, I'm sorry, 3-1. With a 2-1 lead in the series.
Face off to the left of Patrick Roy. Don Sweeney and Ray Bourque inside the line. Kept in by Hodge. Checked by Carbonneau. Janney. Janney wheels. Goes behind the net. Looks for Neely. Can't get it. Bourque closes. Keeps it in. Wraps it in deep. And Hodge digging for it. Bourque has lost his stick. Able to get one now. Able to get on defense. But here comes Courtnall over the line for a shot that's wide. Kept in by McPhee. McPhee behind the net. Intercepted. Out comes Hodge. Bourque. 4 men trying to go. Bourque has it. Bourque with Janney. Off for Janney. Janney back for Bourque. Tip. Save. Score! Hodge! Ken Hodge with 1:21 left gives the Bruins a 3-2 lead from Janney and Bourque.
There are about 12 people standing up here at the Montreal Forum. A tremendous play by Kenny Hodge. And the few times the Bruins have chosen to drive to the net, a great play by Bourque without his stick. It was someone else's stick. It certainly didn't look like his. And he made the play across the ice. Now there's Bourque leading the rush, a much higher lie than he normally uses. Janney right there cuts it for Bourque. It bounces loose. Hodge follows up with a kind of a slap and a trickle. Big goal, obviously, by Kenny Hodge. But there's the play by Craig Janney that makes it happen. A bouncing puck.
Ken Hodge from Bourque and Janney with 1:21 left on the clock as the Bruins get the lead back.
Ken Hodge playing much better tonight, working hard in the corners. His breaks.
Bourque spotted the opportunity. He made that a four-man rush. It was Hodge, Janney, Neely, Bourque. They were going, and Hodge gave it to Bourque to make the play at the line and set it for Janney.
Now what it was the Canadiens had the play on the other end of the building. They snapped one up behind the net, with behind Strudlin, right on the stick of Ken Hodge. And the Bruins took it over from there.
Roy stays in the net. The Bruins lead 3-2. Strudlin, Corson, and Richer out there, of course. Cote and Schneider. Draw to Bourque. To Wesley. Takes his time. Fires. Save. Left pad. He put that right on. In deep. Neely checks it. He's on with Poulin. And Skriko. The puck is cleared away. Bourque coming back with Corson. Bourque gets it to Wesley. Out to Neely. Neely across for Skriko. He's over the line. His shot is blocked. 54 seconds left. Roy still in the net. We'll keep an eye on him. Canadians work it out at the line. Bourque breaks it up and clears it softly. 44 seconds left. Cote drills it. Up to the Boston line. It's poked in. Wesley going for it. Corson forces him deep. Strudlin keeps it in. Loses to Bourque. Bourque turns the net. Cranks it up. Roy is out. He clears it softly. 27 seconds left. Cote with Neely on him. Clearing it right around. Stopped by Bourque. Empty net. But he elects to move it up the boards. 18 seconds left. Canadians start from their end. Extra man on. A lead for Turgeon. His shot wide. Behind the net. Courtnall. Check. Bruins fight for it. It is knocked in front. It is cleared away. It is iced, but time runs out. A salute to Andy Moog. Star number 1, 2, and 3.
And well they might. This is a win strictly given to you by your goalkeeper. And they do win so many so often, your goaltenders, and they really, teams are a little upset here. Kind of milling about. But what a big win that was for the Boston Bruins, and a heartbreaker for the Canadiens, because they certainly deserved the win.
41 shots by Montreal, 26 for Boston. The winning goal by Ken Hodge. A magnificent 1:21 for the Bruins at the end.
Oh, wow. Yes, they did. They just kind of smothered Montreal. And that's when Montreal is in trouble, because that defense really has a difficult time generating offense. They really can't get it out with much success.
The final score is Boston 3 and Montreal 2. Derek and I will be right back with the Delta recap.
Bobby O'Shea. I made a lot of moves in my day. But the best move I ever made was to the Baybank card. Now with Express Check. It's the bank card that works like a check. Shouldn't you make your move to Baybank?
The Baybank Bruins Award tonight. Nobody did it better than Ken Hodge. In the third period, with just 1:21 left to play in the game, Hodge was in the goal mouth at the precise time, sliding home the game-winning goal. It gave the Bruins a 3-2 win. In recognition of this outstanding performance, Baybank will donate a check for $100 to the United Way in the name of Ken Hodge. Baybank. Nobody does it better.
Boston with a sensational win here to get the home ice advantage back, and certainly you got to start with Andy Moog.
Moog played a brilliant hockey game. There's absolutely no doubt about that. This win, this definitely is in his corner. First star and all that. But you look at the way the game wound down, the Canadiens never quit. They kept coming at the Bruins. Moog kept on stopping them. There's 2-2. And I think with 4 minutes left, I tried to say that I really thought Pat Burns was looking to play more defensive. Replace Richer with Keane. Let's think defense, boys. Let's make sure. Let's get into overtime. His philosophy said in Boston was, let's get into overtime and we'll go and get one. And what happened was the forum gods, they left them, and they weren't there.
Let's look at the winner, a 4-man rush by Boston.
Ray Bork leads away, but Hodge kind of stole a pass to Scrutlin. There's a nice backhand play, but right here makes it all happen is a little cut pass. It bounces in right there. Really, 2 people taking a swipe at it. He had to really focus on it. It's a bad break for Patrick. It trickles loose through his feet. Great break for Kenny Hodge and the Boston Bruins.
Well, the Bruins knew it, seized the opportunity.
Right here, just a second look at it. There's the one swipe, the second bounce. Roy tries to quell the rebound, just finds a little opening between his legs. Cam Neely hovering right there, too.
And that was Craig Janney on the left wing side. He elected to put the puck in play, throw it on net, and see what happens.
Well, what he really didn't, he didn't have much play. Everybody backed up, and the Canadiens gave him the blue line. He just opted to just dump it in front of the net, which so happened. It happened so many times. That's the way the puck will bounce for you.
And more exciting action right here on TV 38 on Tuesday night. We'll have it for you. The final score was Boston 3 and Montreal 2. Here's Gene.
Okay, Fred and Derek, thank you very much. We'll take a final look at the scoreboard and announce our Budweiser Player of the Game when Bruins Hockey on TV 38 continues after these messages. Well, the Bruins didn't dodge a bullet tonight. They dodged a cannonball. Ken Hodge's goal with just 1:21 left, propelling the Bruins to a big 3-2 win over the Montreal Canadiens at the Forum tonight. Boston now leads the best-of-7 Adams Division final, 2-1. Time for us to announce our Budweiser Player of the Game. No question about it tonight. Andy Moog has the honor. Moog with 39 saves tonight, most of them the spectacular variety. So Andy Moog, for all you do, this Bud's for you. In Landover, Maryland, it was Game 3 of the Patrick Division final between the Penguins and the Capitals. As we take a look at the scoreboard, you'll see that Pittsburgh won this contest tonight by a final score of 3-1. The Penguins now lead the series 2-1. Mario Lemieux, Kevin Stevens, that is, and Brian Trottier, the goal scorers for Pittsburgh. Dino Ciccarelli had the only goal for the Washington Capitals in that contest. Game 4 of the Patrick Division final takes place on Tuesday night. So once again, the final score, the Boston Bruins 3, the Montreal Canadiens 2. The Bruins now lead the best-of-7 series 2-1. For Fred Cusick, Derek Sanderson, and all of us here at TV 38, I'm Gene Levanchi. Thanks for joining us, and have a good night, everybody. Boston Bruins Hockey on TV 38 has been brought to you in part by your local New England Volkswagen dealer. Well, you'll find Farfignugan. It's what makes a car a Volkswagen. By the Harvard Community Health Plan, the plan for life. By Budweiser, the king of beers. Remember, know when to say when. By Baybank, introducing the card with new Express Check. Now you can shop by check without writing a check. And by New England Telephone. We're the one for you, New England. New England Telephone. Join us again Tuesday night at 7:30 as the Bruins and Canadiens face off in Game 4 of the Adams Division Final. Stay tuned for Sports Beat. This has been a TV 38 sports presentation.